Wow, the day before the elections, and I see nobody addressing it on live feeds. I see nobody making posts on it except me. Why is that? I spent my life not being political because I saw the bullshit in it. And here I am the day before the elections looking for it. And I'm not turning on the TV because that will just make me mad listening to all the lies, you know, and not be able to do anything about it. Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, a lot of videos on the foster parents today. I saw a couple of people speaking live, and there was one lady that I commended. She was speaking about the good foster parents because there are a lot of good foster parents out there, and you don't hear much about them. And it was nice to hear her speak about them. You know, there are a lot that don't do it for the money, don't do it to hurt the kids. You know, but unfortunately, the system is still the same as it was a long time ago. They don't care if it's a bad foster parent. Once the child is put in a foster home, they get what they get. You know, like she said, she went to like 8 different ones and only found one good one out of 8. Sister, and she says now it's different, but it's not different now. I mean, it's the same, but it's all right. Her heart's in the right place, and we do have to acknowledge the good ones because there are a lot out there that actually do it for the children and for the right reasons. And that's why I pay attention to you. But I want to stay on topic here, man. We got to stay on the issue of the voting. Elections are tomorrow, man. You know, and I've been trying to focus on that all weekend, and I get sidetracked all the time. And it's tomorrow. That's it. It's here. You know, everybody's got to vote for what they think is best in their heart, or where they think they can make the most money. I'm sorry I got to laugh at that statement because that's what a lot of people vote based on. You know, but everything you hear on the news is a lie, manipulation, propaganda. You know, everything's going to crash. They can't keep the falls up for too long. You know, they sold our entire country. It's owned by elites. We own nothing in this country. No citizen has any rights. You know, we have no freedoms. We have no rights. We have no actual legal title to our own homes. You can have your home and have it paid off, but it's not yours. It belongs to the elites. You know? Don't pay taxes for 3 years and see what happens. Let the economy tank, because it's going to. There's going to be another Great Depression by design. And 3 years you don't pay your tax, oh, you just got kicked out of a home that you owned, that you paid off. And now it belongs to the elites. And if you have a mortgage, well, it belongs to them anyways already. You know? Yeah, I'm doing this on purpose not to get censored. Dean, how you doing? I'm trying not to get censored on this one. I'm hitting the topic they don't want me to go live on, I'm pretty sure. I notice nobody else is going live on this topic. And the facial recognition is nasty as heck. You know, just a lot of times I can go live and I don't get censored so much if I do this. I don't get censored for at least 20, 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. But as soon as I show my face, the censoring shit comes in. I'll prove that to you later on, but right now I'm not showing my face. You can stay on this video with me for an hour and see no censorship. As soon as I show my face, you'll say, holy shit, that shit ain't no joke. No, that's our government hard at work at oppressing us all, keeping us all shut down and quiet. You know, it is what it is. But let's talk about the votes, man. Tomorrow's voting day. How come no one's talking about it? Everybody who wants to speak up against the government is shut down because I guess that's 90% of the people on my page, you know? They speak the truth about government. It's like nobody can go live unless they're talking about something silly, you know? Something else. But tomorrow is November 6th. Today's the day when all the rallies are supposed to be taking on. Everybody's supposed to be at the state capitol with their signs, which all they're going to do is blend in with the crowd of the people saying, vote in this person and vote in that person. And then you're going to be standing with a sign saying, we need to stop CPS, standing next to a politician's sign, and it's going to be, people drive by are going to say, oh, look, that politician wants to stop CPS. We got to vote him in. Really? I mean, I see the joke and the irony in it because that's always set up like that. But they want everybody for the first time to go to state capitals. I guess they did it during the last election too. I don't know. I wasn't involved in everything online back then, you know. But I guess this is just a regular thing every election cycle. You know how they manipulate us, these groups, into actually supporting our oppressors and the people kidnapping our children or whatever you're fighting. You know. Yeah, well, let's go talking about it, man. You know, we can't stay quiet. I know Dean Adams is the only one that's getting comments in here on me. But, you know, I've been pushing for months and getting censored like crazy to get written in as a write-in candidate for every position in the United States. I mean, we know, a lot of us know that the whole thing is an illusion. A lot of us don't. Most people know it's an illusion, believe it or not. That's why most people never vote until Trump came out. But that was a left field agenda, planned scenario, figured it out later on, because I did support Trump for a long time. And, but I'm not the type of person that when I realize I'm wrong, I'm not going to just stick my ground and say, no, I could never be wrong. No, I was fucking wrong on that one. And I admit it. Again, I was wrong, you know? But I'm man enough to do the right thing and admit it and do the right thing. I'm not continue doing the wrong thing just because, oh, well, I already made my decision. I'm just going to follow through with it. Yeah, right. Okay, do what you got to do, you know? Hey, how you doing, man? Just rolling a cigarette. You rolling a cigarette? Dude, you got to get something a little better for that. Roll your own, you know, in the yard. That should be legal. That should be legal. Because I'll tell you one thing. I've had people bring me some weed and smoke with me, and I don't smoke very often. But that shit ain't weed, man. That shit got opiates or something in it, dude. Ain't no weed ever made me go through what I did smoking those super joints, man. Those things got drugs or something in them. And I ain't doing that. Everybody should be allowed to grow their own so they can grow natural like it was meant to be, you know? I guess this new way of growing where they're putting chemicals in the soil. You know, they can put the chemicals in there and get the opiates in our system through marijuana now. So the government's going to make marijuana legal, but the government's also going to taint all the marijuana with opiates. This is not good, man. And then you got to pay all kinds of taxes to even get to the marijuana. This is not good what they're doing. You know, they're doing all this by design, man. And I'm old. I know what marijuana used to be like. If I hit one today, man, it's like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like an opiate. I mean, like taking a fucking heavy-duty painkiller opiate, man. My head just goes, whoa. Start getting in cold sweats. Hell no. I know the difference between weed and opiates. Hey, come on live, man. You know, that's the government we're supporting. That's what they're doing. They're killing us from every angle. Go ahead. Waiting for who was it that just asked? Come on, I didn't even look. I just said yes. Davina. Davina. How you doing?
Hi, not bad. I can hear you, yes. I've just had to
Oh,
come downstairs so I don't disturb the neighbours. I've just got this thing I'm going to connect it to. How are you
you're in
doing?
the UK. I'm
No,
great. I'm great.
I'm not in the UK. No, I'm in Australia. Australia,
Australia. Okay.
yeah, yes, what would you call it?
Yeah, you're not having elections today.
No,
Or
and
tomorrow, rather.
I do not vote at all, at all. I don't vote.
I don't either.
I'm just trying to find a it's pointless, you know. It's all set up,
Yeah, it's all rigged.
by design anyway. So whoever's whoever gets to whatever positions, it's all done by design. I'm just trying to find an ashtray. Yeah. So I just myself keep away from that. It's no point.
Yeah, I always have to. I've never condoned their actions. I've known what's been going on my whole life. I know I can't do nothing about it, but now there's the internet, so I can speak up. So I decided to speak up because I've been abused by the system with the unbelief.
Yeah, me too. And for a long time I was hiding away, and even my father said, "Don't talk about your stuff online." And it's like, but Dad, look at this, what I've gone through. It has to be known, and I've got. Sometimes you've got to speak up.
Yeah, silence is allowing them to continue.
Yes.
We need to wake up as many people as possible to the truth.
Yeah, and we did protest ourselves, and it's really sad. I don't know if you see my wall, John, but that's what it's come to. Me and only a couple or a few people, and yeah, it's sad. It's very sad because certain topics are so important, and you just look at the way people are so ignorant to it. And so
you do know the government control the protest, right?
No. We do our own individual ones. Haven't you seen my wall?
How many people do you get to go? No, I'm purposely not showing my face so I don't get censored by Facebook.
Really?
I get a lot of censorship. I get the facial recognition kicks in. See, people can talk this stuff and then push government agenda behind it. I speak it without the government agenda. I don't put the corrupt government agenda in it too. So I'm on a list that they see my face speaking it, and they immediately start messing with my broadcast. So a lot of times I go live and I don't show my face. I'll show you later on. I'll put my face on the screen. You'll see how fast they shut down this.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Me too. I don't know if you've noticed, but often I will just say do voice recordings. I feel better that way too because to actually show my face. I don't know.
I've seen that, but I don't know if it's going to work because then they'll just go by my voice recognition because they also use that. I'm sure they got me on that one.
Like what they could do as well these days. They could interfere with a broadcast of your voice and change it around and turning it into something it's not. You just don't know what type of technologies and stuff that they have. So who knows, and yes, things are risky. Some things are risky. And I hid away for a long time, John. A long time I hid away.
If you notice, this is not as live as people think it is.
In what sense?
Like if you get off my live feed right now, you get off that screen and you go from there right on my live feed, you will hear yourself speaking and see yourself on the screen in real time, theory, but there will never be a skip because they are censoring everything before it goes out. They give a few minutes there so they can.
That's really interesting you say that because
when they want to. A few seconds, anyways, is all they need with the computers.
That's the well, at our protest, there's a major delay sometimes, up to sometimes the delays for, I'm not kidding, like 3, 4, 5 minutes, and it's like, what the F?
Oh, I haven't seen that long. But I notice when I get off somebody's live feed, when I'm in the box, and I go back to watch the video, I get to watch myself for a few seconds on the screen and him continue talking, and it never jumps ahead. It just goes with the flow right there. It's behind the actual broadcast. Well, so the time to censor. They hear you say something, oh no, we can't let this continue. They can shut you down before you get the full sentence out.
And I also wonder how much is disrupted or disturbed or changed within that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how that's kind of like
what could they do? How could they possibly interfere with certain parts of your wordings and so forth? I don't know. That's just I believe that's possible. Hold on, let me see if I can get this comment.
Well, technology nowadays, they can do anything they want, and you know what?
I know, and that's.
Worrying about it.
I don't know what to say about that.
Just don't worry about it. Just keep speaking the truth. I mean, I was
You know
locked out
what?
of my page for a month.
You know what, John? For a long time, I was hiding away because these people have emissaries or whatever they call them. They do. They hire people and stuff. When they don't like you talking, they will.
Oh yeah,
Things
they
happen.
infiltrate
Things
your
happen.
page.
Things
They
happen.
get
I've
next to you
experienced
like
things.
they're your best
I'm not kidding
friend.
you. No,
Yeah, no,
I
I
mean,
know.
like
They get
I've
next to me like they're
experienced
my
things.
best
I
friend,
don't care
but
anymore
their
though.
colors are.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, yeah. To
I
give you
know.
warnings and stuff. Like I'm not trying. You know, I've also got to watch what I say because some people could look at that and say, "Oh, that's craziness." You have a stalker, like or something like. If you tell someone I'm a Christian these days, oh, you're crazy. They'll find any reason to say that you are mad. They really will. They will. And it's like, sorry, everyone's different, and opinions and so forth is all it is. But they will. If you've got if they've got a reason to want to try to make out things, like with these child removalist services and so forth, then
Yeah.
you just you've
How
just got
bad?
to you've got to be careful, but at the same time, at what expense? Do we want to be that careful where we're just going to hide away from the truth? Like, for me, I know some brave, amazing women, nothing like me, real women that are very cool who are able to. I'm like a young girl in an old lady's body, in a woman's body or something. These women
Yeah,
are
I know the
real,
feeling.
real. They don't get scared. They don't get scared. They've said to me, keep them up if you want. And a lot of the times, often I will take
Hey,
protest videos down and so
fear is
forth.
just a
I feel
conditioning.
like I feel like a real weak type of person because you know it's all about sovereignty and power of the people and you know what, we have freedom of speech and we have freedom.
Yeah,
That's
we
what they say,
yeah,
but it's to an extent, isn't it? It's to
they
an
have the
extent.
ability to censor our speech. They're trying to pass laws that if you speak bad about the government, you speak any truth about the government's
Yeah.
corruption, that is a crime. They're changing speech. They're changing the definition
You're
of
right.
words. You
They're
know,
also
so
planning on just
yes, they
cutting
infiltrated the
out.
groups, Mary,
They're planning
badly.
on
They actually
how
take
bad is
control of them.
this lighting? They're
They
planning on
take
cutting
control of
out
super pages and they put their own
protests too.
agenda on it.
Can you believe that though? Here in Australia, they're trying to say that people aren't allowed to protest. That's what they're
Aren't
trying
allowed
to
to
bring
what?
in. Aren't allowed to protest. And this is freedom of speech.
Oh,
Like,
well, they do something different here. They created
yeah,
Antifa so that if you have a protest and it gets a little successful, they send Antifa in to destroy it. That, I
what is
believe,
that?
is nothing but a CIA operation to mess with the legitimate protest and to take them over and destroy them, you know?
We were doing
And I guess,
Occupy. I know you guys had it there over there too. We had Occupy Sydney here. It happened all over the world, and yeah, they brought in like hundreds of cops and so forth just to break us up and send us away. And actually, it got like violent at times. I'm the type of person that a lot of people are a
hey,
lot more braver than me. I'm
isn't
the
it
one of those people
cute?
that go, "Woo! I don't know what's going on," and I stand back from any. That's another
Hey,
reason they got
but
me, John,
isn't it cute?
because I'm
Isn't
too
it cute?
innocent to fight back
Hey,
these styles of people.
hey, isn't
But
it cute that the only ones that incite the violence is the police? They come there with riot gear on and ready for
I
violence, and they
know. Have you
incite it.
seen my wall of Colleen Fuller is a woman. We put together um, here in Australia. You have CPS there, and it's all different names everywhere. It used to be called Docs here. Now it's called something else. They're always changing because they're
Oh yeah, they're
always.
always changing the names. Yeah, that's
I
happened here
mean,
many a time. They change the
that's
names.
part of the corruption.
Yep.
Disguise the reality of who.
They say, okay, we're going to
Um,
abolish it. We're going to change. We're going to get rid of it. And what they do is they keep the same operation going under a different name.
yeah.
And that happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's standard operating procedure for them. You
CPS
know.
is you're one over. Well, there's a few over there too. You've got DCP or something. Oh, they've all got these different names, but I know CPS has been one name for a long time. They need to change it to more reality words, and what those reality words are: child removalist services. I know it sounds old-fashioned, but that's exactly what it is. Like, this is...
Child trafficking services.
Yeah, that would be more accurate too, wouldn't it?
And now they're going to, now with the new, hey, with their new agenda, that they're pushing out now, it's going to be child swapping services.
What do you mean?
You can't parent your own child, but if you get your child removed and you want another one, oh yeah, you're eligible to go ahead and take a foster child in. Money in that, that's how they do it. It's destroy the family unity, get people used to, hey, a parent means nothing. That can be switched and rotated at will, and it is the way society is, and they're going to get it used to it. And they're pushing it here, the UK. Now they're bringing it here. It's been in the UK for a little while. It always goes UK first. Then it comes here. I don't know how it is with your country, because I haven't really followed up completely over there what's going on.
It's the same.
I don't know.
It's the same everywhere from what I've looked into and researched and so forth. All these systems are the same. As I said, they're, just targeting people on just issues that are just not. It's to break up the family unit and to divide society so that others on the top they think that they can rise. I'm guessing that's the purpose, because I look at it and, a lot of the reasons are just so insignificant and so superficial. Really, they tried to claim that I liked domestic violence because I expressed love for the father. Because I expressed love for the father. These are normal words and things to express with someone that you've had children
to. Of course.
That's me.
You married him. You had a child with him. Of course, you feel for him.
We didn't
get
married.
They turn you against him and they use the kids to turn you against them.
We didn't get married.
They threaten you with taking the children away if you don't turn against the person that's the other parent to the child. Oh, the system is the same here. They do that to everybody.
I was thinking that about you before and a couple of others. I was thinking that's what's happened, and that's what's happened, not specifically with me, but I know that that's what they do. And you know what? Like, it's all unraveled. Everyone knows what's going. Well, we need to get better attention. You told me to check out the Declaration of Independence in the US.
Oh yeah, but you're in a different country, so
I'm in a different country. Our constitution is our constitution is, less. It's just much more basic, and there's less rights. There's less rights because I looked over both of them years and years ago, and there's less rights. And it's a sad reality. These are Western countries and so forth. If we're the lucky countries, they call us, and they call you guys the land of the free. Well,
yeah,
I'd like them to start. I'd like them to start living up to these terms. It's just what I'm saying. Huh?
It's all an illusion. It's all a lie.
It really is.
We hear a lot of good things.
And we hear all this bad stuff about all these terrorists and all these, Muslims and so forth coming out. Oh, we must be careful. And they even say on the news stuff like, watch out for your brother or sister, your husband or partner. And it's like, hold on. I've never seen all these terrorists at all. At all. I've never seen all these terrorists at all. And the Muslims that I have met have actually just been really spiritual and have told me about the Quran, and they've been really nice, in all honesty. They've been beautiful people. And all this scared, we must be fearful, we're the terrorists everywhere. Well, that's not where I'm seeing the terrorism come from. That's not where I'm seeing it come from.
It comes from our governments, 100%.
What I've been through, what you've said that you've been through, these are indications.
Acts.
What in my opinion, it's terrorism. And
yes. And it's domestic terrorism.
It's diversion from the real terrorism. And I don't look. I'm always coming from a place where I'm trying to be safe as well. And I will also say, because everyone who comes to this country from other countries, I hear it all the time. Oh, this is the best country in the world.
Yeah. They all tell us all the same lies.
Yeah, but that's right. But I look at my situation. They haven't been through the things that some of us who have lived here know. Like, you just don't see it because you see all the nice, flashy things, but you don't see everything that goes on. And you know what?
Look, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They're lied to by the media, mainstream media. Mainstream media does not report the truth ever. I am starting a fire here.
No, they don't at all. They don't,
Right
really, do they? They don't.
No,
They
no,
don't
it's all a
actually.
lie.
They water it down so much that it shocks me. You know, there's so many important stories that need to be told, and I wonder, you know, if I went on the news, and and other friends and people who have gone through like the real issues that need to be thought about and talked about and learned about for today's day and age, the real things that are going on, then oh yeah, we'll have a revolution like that for sure. You know,
Oh,
and
without a doubt, within minutes. It won't even be a
but as you said,
it
it's
won't
all
even
right.
last long.
It won't even start. It won't even start, unless I don't know. Unless some people from the world, you know, like general society, paid for a station that was alternative. But then are they so brainwashed that they're still going to like watch the regular 9 to 5 watered down dumbing of the brainwashing type of scenario that we've got? Everyone is dumbed down and brainwashed, and they would like to ignore it anyway. And to me, that's you know, that was like in the Hitler days. In the Hitler days, everyone was brainwashed to go along with it, and they were all, oh, it's okay. And even if they hear something bad, like a child was abducted or something, they will, oh, shut up and so forth. And you know, and it's hard. You know, you've really got to question society.
They don't want to be targeted, okay?
What's that?
And I fully understand that. People don't want to be targeted. They're afraid to speak up.
Yeah, I could understand that too. There's protests that we've had and they said, don't talk about that. Like, or they didn't want to bring, like, when we were with Occupy, they were like, well, that's one we don't bring up. Well, we made our own protest called Docsbusters. And, you know, we just went our own way. But it scares people even if they haven't been through it. You know, but we must rise above the fear, and if we want to make a change and let out, you know, the truth needs to be known. I'm not going to come into this day and age and have my story just ignored, and I don't care what happens, in all honesty. It's okay, because, you know, reality needs to be known for what it is. And like, I think, I don't know if you know what happened with me. We've talked a bit, but like, I don't know if, but yeah, I mean, like, it's as the words you use, tyranny. It's absolutely what it is. It's absolutely what it is. And you know what? I'm not just going to be someone that hides away and, you know, says nothing and suffers. Sorry, I will speak out at any cost. You know, it's okay now because I don't care what happens anymore. Everything's been, everything, I've been used, you know, and I'm not here to complain either, but I mean, yeah, speak it out as it is.
It's not about complaining. It's about waking up others to what's going on. People say, oh, why are you complaining online? We're not complaining. We're trying to wake up everybody to the truth so we can unite and bring an end to the tyranny. That's what it's about. It's not about complaining. It's not about arguing.
Thank you.
We got to stop the division.
Right. Because
we have to unite
I was there for a long time, and I'm thinking, no one gives a shit, and no one cares, and no one wants to be aware, and no one wants to wake up, and no one wants to help. And I thought, for a long time, am I being a complainer? But, you know, at the same time, well, you know, we can't just suffer in silence, you know, and with us speaking out, we can hopefully make a change where people start to get it. You may have to say things a few times for people to really start to get it, or to even care, you know. I'm trying to figure out ways of waking up the masses in a way that they realise how shocking this issue is, of the divisions of families and kidnapping children.
I've racked my brains. I'm like tired of racking my brains. I'm trying to figure out different ways. I see the agenda coming down on it so hard. I see them changing the words in the dictionary every day, redefining the words. I see it daily. I see the false propaganda daily, and they're able to go viral with it. And we that speak truth, we get censored, so we can't go viral. Our stuff can't get shared. You know. It's hard.
A lot of my
it's very hard.
Protest videos, some of them, and you know, even my songs about mothers and children's rights and family rights to freedom and so forth. All of them were missing. It's like it must have touched a spot on someone. It must have, you know, people these days are so they're so sensitive and everything offends them. And oh, that's so bad. And you know, rather than thinking, like, this is waking up people, because maybe that song touched someone, and or could have touched, you know, everyone. Like they want to hide away, and oh, we don't have anything to say, and what we have to say is unimportant because we're stupid. You know, that's how they've treated us. That's how they've treated me anyway. And you know, so don't listen to her. Anything important she says, let's just delete it, because you know, we don't want her side heard. We don't want her side.
I've had a lot of videos disappear off my page. Disappear.
Yeah. So have I. And I'm like, but actually, I'm downloading them now. So
for a while, I was going live 5 times a day. You know, and I mean, if you look at my page, there ain't that many videos on there, and I've been doing it for months.
Oh, really?
And there's hardly any on there.
I believe you. I haven't gone and looked right back. No, but I believe you. Oh my God, that's. And you wonder if it's a waste of time too. So you should download everything, because what we're saying is important, and it will come back up in the future. It needs to be known, this stuff. Yes, we're in a world full of sheep, and no one seems to care, but eventually someone will. And I call out to God. I know you don't believe in God.
What I always say, I understand they can download, they can erase all the evidence off the internet. They can do everything they want. But what I got in here, they can't take away from me. They can do anything they want. They can hide the evidence. When I see it online, that you can go to government sites and read the actual things, and I read them and I expose them, and then they disappear offline. Then you can't get it. All you can get is descriptions that the government wants you to think about that statute. You can't get the actual statute and read it anymore. And I just went through that for 2 days looking for a statute that I read, that now all you can get is descriptions. And I went through the same, it's the word patriot.
I'm listening, I'm just...
You know, they redefine the word patriot. Patriot is to defend one country and the people in that country. That is a patriot. Now the word, if you look up the word patriot in the dictionary and online anywhere, it says it's to defend one's government. They completely twisted it. So now everybody has always called themselves patriots because they know what the word means. Everybody else growing up that looks, oh, let me look up the word. Oh, this guy defends his government. No, we're not defending the government. Patriots do not defend the corrupt, tyrannical government. Okay? And I used to call myself patriot. Now I don't even want to call myself that, because people don't know the truth.
I thought, I guess I'm not being a patriot in the country is like the support of that country. And that sounds a bit, I don't know.
No, you support your country.
Well, that's,
don't support the corrupt government. You support your country, you support your people, but you don't support the corrupt government. In fact, I believe in supporting all the people of the world. We all need to unite. We don't need borders. We don't need separation. That's a government tool to divide and conquer us. That is the elite's tool. None of that is really necessary. Is there any reason why you shouldn't be able to travel anywhere you want in the world peacefully and meet people and mingle with people? There's no reason you shouldn't be able to. None of us. Just heard.
That's right. That's true. That's true.
The politicians are scared of us, and we just think the people meant to end the Vietnam War. Come on, man.
And that's the other thing. I don't think there's many people who have gone.
That's from. I don't know where that came from. Says the people forced the government to end the Vietnam War. We did not force the government to do anything. The government has never paid attention to the people. Back then, people were educated on their constitutional right of independence in school. But they took all that out because they realized that, oh my God, look, they're protesting by the millions, to our tyranny, because, but now they're everybody's indoctrinated since then to a sick way of thinking, and the schools are not teaching anything. They're indoctrinating you to just be dependent on your government, support your government. Your government is right no matter what, stupid shit. And the laws exist. They don't exist. There's no laws for we the people. All the laws are to protect the corruption. That's the truth.
That's the truth. That's
They
what I
fearmonger
can
people that
confirm that.
if you ever
That's what I've seen myself
revolution,
and what I've been through. I've experienced it. I know
they
exactly what you
always
mean.
pushing the fear mongering that if there's a revolution, it would be chaos and everybody would be killing everybody in the streets. Untrue. If there was a revolution, all the tyranny would end. We would start all uniting, working together for the common good of each other. Okay, and all the division would end, all the lies, all the manipulation would end. That's what would happen. But they tell
um,
people, oh no, don't do it because you won't have your government there to take care of you. They're not taking care of
mm.
you. They don't take care of any of the people. They give you food stamps. You know why?
um,
To make you dependent on them.
and I
They
think
they make you
there's a lot of
oppressed
fear
so you
tactics out there
need it.
too. There's a lot of fear
Huh?
tactics out. There's a lot of fear tactics out there too.
Oh yeah, it doesn't
Um,
end. It's always there.
like, and I don't know if this is a bit with age that I've started to,
Oh,
you know,
they genocided all they
learn.
wanted to in that war.
There's, and there's other things too. The Illuminati and so forth. I think when you start looking into these things, it can actually start to make a person go crazy. And I think everyone has kind of looked into this Illuminati start kind of
I wish everybody
concept.
would look into it. They're just
No, I don't.
they
I
refuse
don't.
to.
I don't. When that happens, I believe that's when the brainwashing starts. We want to have a free mind and a clear mind to then be able to focus on what we're seeing in front of us without the outside distractions of whatever they're trying to put into our minds. This stuff, fear and so forth, can repress someone from speaking truth, and then the word will never be heard, and then we're gone. And then what happens? Our stories weren't heard, and evolution it takes a slower progressional.
Evolution? There's no
Takes
evolution.
a
There's
slower progress.
devo,
You know,
de,
we must, and I learned this from, and this only happened about a year ago when I learned about the fear and how it controls us by a really amazing bunch of Sydney activists. And what the guys were saying there really, really, really helped me so much, because I just broke through all those barriers and the infiltrations that stop a human being from getting their truth out. And I have to thank them a lot, because if it wasn't for them, the things that they said about fear and about this and that, I would have.
there's nothing to fear, really. Once you realize what's going on, what
Well,
you
that's
need
what
to
stopped
fear
me.
is not uniting and rising up and bringing an end to it.
Yes,
That's the big fear.
that's the
Not
absolute
stopping your
truth.
government. That's what you should be afraid of. Not
But I think,
what the
John, that
truth is.
I think a lot of people have that fear, and that's why we've done protests recently, and we don't get the numbers up for these children's, fathers' rights and stuff, the freedom protests in the CPS. Hardly anyone comes to those ones. But
You
you'll
do know
see
the protest
when
doesn't make a difference, anyways. If
I
if
know
it
that
starts to get the numbers up, they're going to break it down.
it
If
has
you
been
do it at a
really
time
funny.
or a place where people are getting awareness, they're going to shut it down. I've watched the protests that go on here, and I've watched the speakers, and they don't speak truth. They speak
Oh yeah, the shills. Some of them are shills.
nonsense.
Um,
Go up there to speak nonsense. It's like,
yeah,
really? You want people to go waste their time and go do this? And I watch them online, and I
and
sit
they're
there and
probably the
talk about it.
ones that get hundreds.
Comment.
There's some protests where you've got so many people turning up, hundreds,
No, no,
thousands,
no, they don't have
and
hundreds.
no, but
No,
this is for
not
stuff like
hundreds.
not having people
They're
complaining
good if they got 50
about
people. If they got
about
50, that's a
sniffer
big
dogs,
protest.
sniffer
But it's
dogs
usually
at
in a
train
park away
stations,
from everybody.
something simple
You
like
know,
that. They sniffer dogs at train stations, and everyone's protesting. They get so many numbers about sniffer dogs at train stations because, we must take drugs on the train. Okay, I understand the point, but that is such an insignificant thing to what we're really facing in today's day and age. And then when you come to one of our protests, we've got
drugs on the
no
train.
one. No one cares about mothers, children, and fathers' rights, because
Do you
they
know
don't
the
realize that we
governments
are
are
the
the ones
pillars.
flooding the streets with the drugs?
What?
So the governments are flooding the streets with the drugs to create their police state and protect you.
I thought that, John. I actually thought that myself. Is it
Well, we
there?
got evidence of it here. They bring it in by the metric tons. That's what the CIA is for.
That's what the CIA did in the
They've been
80s,
doing
right?
it since
I
the
believe they're still
Vietnam
doing it
War.
today.
They've been
What I thought.
exposed for it. They've been caught doing it, and they still
Still
do it
today,
today.
isn't it? Yeah, it's
Look,
not.
we go to the Middle East. They never grew
Yeah.
drugs in the Middle East. Now they're growing poppy for opiates over there by the
Yep, I
man.
knew
I
they
can't tell
hadn't
you how many
changed.
acres. and it's all
I mean,
protected by our military,
and that scares me.
harvested and shipped to the United States and
That's
the other
why
countries to be put on the streets and mess up the countries.
killing off people, and you know, like,
It
oh
is.
man, like you want to, if you're going to do anything, then just keep it to marijuana, I guess, because you know what, you can't trust it, and you know, and that is very scary. I know many people, not know because I don't associate with people like that, but I have heard that a lot of people have
They
passed
took it all
away
away
from
from
things.
me, so I got to fear it no more. It's already happened. I've already lived through the worst things that could happen to a human being, you know, and now they can't do anything to me, you know. Once they take your kids and destroy your kids,
Yeah,
man, it's
yeah,
like,
that's what I said, John. That's it. It's it, isn't it?
you can. That's
It's
all that
it.
mattered.
Once
You
they
know, if
take,
you left me
that's your
with my
life.
kids, then you could threaten me and shut me up. But you
Oh,
know
yes,
what?
you've
As
got
long
your
as
kids.
you did what you did, now you can't shut me up.
That's right. Oh,
Now
yeah.
the truth is
You
going
don't
to
give
come
a F
out.
about anything anymore. When they steal your children, there's nothing left. I know how you feel, John. I do. I do. I do. And it's just, you know, it's just wrong. The division of the family unit, and you know, it's such a huge topic, and I don't think anyone has, you know, oh, people who have gone through it, which has been many, do have a grasp on how
You know, I wanted to talk about the election.
significant and serious this is, but
I mean, the issue you're talking about, uniting us in that is very important. But, you know, as long as we keep voting
very,
in these
very.
positions, the system is going to continue the same. Look at Donald Trump. Everybody's talking like, oh, no, he's changing things. He's making it better. He's fighting the deep state. Shit, they're not paying attention to the orders he's putting out. He just doubled
But
the trafficking CPS children. He
yeah,
just
really.
doubled their United States. So they can traffic twice. It's the biggest budget ever for the CPS department.
If money, you know, they make money out of thin air, right? If they can make money out of thin
Yeah.
air, and they say that this is for a multi-billion-dollar industry, but they're making the money out of thin air. You know what I mean? They just make it. They write it down, the figure in the top of the head, and but then they. So that's why I have to say, like, is this more of about it? Is this more psychopathy in people liking the idea of seeing harm and sadness and doing wrong by others? Is it psychopathy? Because I don't believe. Yes, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry per year. That's right. But as I that and people will say, oh, but this is in debt and this is in debt. But they can just make up a sum of money and type it in, and then that's all that's needed to create the money. You know what I mean? So you can't you can't blame it on money. You can't blame it on. It's psychopathy in people. They get off on division of society and reality because
fear is normal. People are always going to have fear of things, but that's where courage comes in. But to act in spite of fear, you know.
Yeah.
There's always going to be something to fear.
To change, to create an evolutionary change for society, you must. And you know, this is how all changes have been made throughout history, John. Is how all changes have been made is by people speaking out against fear. You know, we're all going anyway at some point. You know, do we want to make a change and let people know what's going on to help the entire world, or do we just want to be silent victims? Because I'm telling you, I'm not going to be a silent victim anymore, and this is my truth. I'm not going to speak in a silent fashion.
When you were going through this, how much did your family back you?
How much did they back me?
How much backing did how much did your family support you when you were going through it?
They were
how much
at
did they listen
every.
To what you were saying?
They were at every how much what?
How much did they support? Oh, okay, they were there. You're very young.
Every single court case, every single court case, and we were all ignored and said we were in. You know, no, they were. Yeah, they were in every single court case. And they were trying to say things like she has no family, just the pettiest things, John. I mean that. She has no family. She's incompetent.
People tell me things. You know, my family, they'll say that I lied.
That's a lot. That stuff's a lie.
Because it wasn't the entire government conspiracy. It was only that one little town, that one little judge, and that's all it was. It's just there. It's not the whole government. A conspiracy, like you say. Yeah, okay. I just shut up because you know what? I'm not there to argue with anybody. When they tell me things like that, I just shut up and I don't say another word to that person. Because you know what? People that have known me, I don't lie. That's the one thing I don't do. I don't have a reason
Me
to.
either, never in my
You
life.
know, I
I've
mean,
experienced
granted,
them, and never
if
would
I
I
get
be
pulled
that
over
way.
by a cop and
Ever.
I got drugs in the car,
It's bad karma.
this is an example, and he asked me, "Do you have drugs in the car?" I'm gonna lie. No, I don't. I'm not that stupid. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
no, that's a forgivable sin. That's okay.
But I don't lie to
That's not.
lie, and I don't
Hey,
make up stories.
that's not defamation of character, John. It's not like you're destroying a person's entire life by defaming their character. That's just you hiding because you've done something naughty to you. It's just like this is
No, I wasn't doing something wrong. I was doing nothing
something
wrong.
naughty.
So what if I had a goddamn ounce of marijuana in my
It
glove
sounds like
compartment? According to the Constitution, I'm allowed to have that there, and you should not be
you know
interrupting
what?
on it.
That kind of stuff is so petty. Pot. There was actually a doctor in Sydney, Australia, who was healing people with medicinal marijuana, with medicinal oil. And he just went to jail recently. He lost his license and went to jail. And it's like, what kind of repressive
People have had their
nation
children
are we
taken
in
for
today?
taking
Yeah,
medical marijuana for illnesses.
yeah,
That it was helping them. They were feeling better. So they kept doing it, and then they've had their children taken for doing it.
for shit like that.
And it's like they're trying to stay alive to be there for their children. All of a sudden, their children get taken.
Yeah.
So they have to stop taking the medicine, and then they start getting sick again. And they never get their children back anyways. I've heard so many stories.
Have you heard of Chase Walker Stevens? There's a young boy who's disabled. He was injured by a vaccine injury. He became disabled. He's Chase Walker Stevens, and he was all his parents. Maybe they were really actually down to earth, innocent kind of. I can tell the type. They're like me. They're almost like a 70s style. From what I've seen, I haven't spoken to these people. I don't know them, but I could tell that there would have been some stereotyping. You know what? They took their child just for that. They've got another child, which is this boy's disabled. Medical marijuana. Medical cannabis oil.
I know.
It's all that, and it was healing him.
Horrible.
It was healing him, and he was kidnapped, and this stuff is it's just damaging the family unit, damaging anything that's real
but it's
and
designed
true.
to do that. That's the whole point of the weapon of mass destruction, to destroy the unity of family, to destroy the unity of mankind, and fearmonger us that, if we unite and we stop the tyranny, it's going to get worse. There's going to be murder. There's going to be death. There's going to be this. There's going to be that. It's going to be all chaos. It's a lie. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Coming from the people that are raining the tyranny down, murdering us, and throwing chaos in our lives, and destroying everything that matters in the world.
That's
they're murdering by the millions. They're not murdering just a couple of people. They're not taking just a few kids. They're taking millions of kids. They're destroying millions of homes.
That's right.
It's not just a little tiny thing. And if we don't stop it, it continues every day, and it gets more bigger every day. If we don't unite, rise up, and bring it to an end, that is what you need to fear. And everybody that speaks that, no, that ain't the answer. That ain't the answer. Look, every single one of them need to take their heads up at their ass, stop getting paid by the government, whatever it is that is causing them to push that lies and that propaganda all over the internet, or the fact that they get views and it's popular because the government doesn't censor me if I say these things. So I can be popular and I can make money off of people. I can push an agenda to make whatever their reasons. They need to stop. Okay, they are as bad as CPS that is taking the children. They're as bad as any pedophile out there because they are condoning it all to happen and continue. They are as bad as everyone else out there that is doing the evil.
Well, how do we get the good ones to stop? Is all I want to know.
A lot of them on my to do it, and I say it openly 100,000 times. And there are people out there pushing agendas that are so sick and so demented that it doesn't even make sense.
They're asking write you in.
All over the earth. Yes, it's all over the earth, Will. Everywhere. And it's a hell of an agenda going on. And the elites are controlling it all. And we got no laws in any country. Because you know what? All our government officials all have immunity, so they don't have to follow a single law. Anybody that works for the government in the United States of America is covered under the color of law, that they cannot be prosecuted for anything. They can violate anybody's
That
rights.
scares me.
They can.
I didn't
Yes.
realize that at all. At all. You know, especially when there should be some kind of equality between human beings as a species. That really scares me, John, that you said that, because I had no idea. I had no idea. That's dangerous. That is absolutely scary.
But
And
it's a fact. It's the way the countries work. Do you notice? Well,
I
no,
just try to throw
you're
love on it.
in a different country. It's hard.
I'm a
I
hippie,
don't
you
know
know.
what's
I just
happening
try
in
to
yours.
throw love. I throw love, and hopefully the energies will eventually get through somehow. Because
I know
that,
they will, but the
I know
people
what you
are
mean.
under the belief they are.
They are
The
exempt
people are
from.
under the belief they are, and we have to work under that principle. But yes, I know they are foreign agents. They're an invading force in our country, the whole 9 yards. I understand. You understand. I
I
understand.
just
You understand.
throw
But
them
we have
love.
to
I
speak so
throw
other
them love.
people understand us. We can't say just things that would like, oh, Joe, you don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean that's not my government? Those are foreign people running my country. You know, people just right there shut you down on that one alone. You know, so we have to give them a little bit of
I
truth at a times, and that's one I don't give too often. But I do understand what's happening. They all have dual passports and ready to run. If the people ever got smart enough and
Oh
united,
yeah. Yes,
and I don't have a problem with them
that's
running.
right. There's a lot of treason. There's a lot of things that could. But you know, again, they are, as you said, they seem to be exempt and immune, and they're hiding away.
Yeah, but
When
they
you
wrote
know
these laws all on
people
their
have.
own behind closed doors. These
Sorry.
statutes that gave them the immunity, they took it. It's not legal. It's unconstitutional. If anything, a public official should be punished worse for committing a crime than a regular citizen. The punishment should be worse for him
Yeah,
because he's in
that's
a
right.
position to
I
where he's
agree.
supposed to be protecting us from those crimes.
Yeah,
You know?
that's right.
And the oath of office is nothing but bullshit. Nobody ever honors their oath of office. Even our military, they don't honor the oath. If they honored the oath, their oath is to defend this country against enemies, foreign and domestic. Our entire government is the domestic enemy.
Yeah, I agree with that
Why are
too.
we
I
being
really do.
defended?
I do,
Don't
because
honor
even here we're
means
always talking
nothing.
about the Muslims and terrorists and so forth, but there's not none of that is going on. I look out there is no terrorism at all, at all. But it's a very quiet
There's a
country. I don't
government.
see these scary, fear tactic things that they try to push onto the people. My mum says, "Oh, the Muslims," and it's like, what Muslims? Do you ever see them, or are you just brainwashed by
Oh, the ones
watching
that we went
this
and attacked.
mind control
The
tool
ones that
here
we
with
all
the
attacked and
TVs?
murdered by the millions.
Not my TV. She doesn't. What's that?
The ones that we attacked and murdered by the millions under false pretenses,
Yeah.
under lies. Yeah, those Muslims, oh, they're the terrorists? They're the terrorists? Who's
Yeah,
the
I know.
terrorist? They are.
Oh, yes.
Now, after to them, can we let them in our
Gaddafi
country?
too.
Hell no.
Sorry,
That's
Gaddafi.
the way but because they have every right to fight back for what we did to them.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. You know,
So,
and then you've got everyone who's totally brainwashed and thinking that they are the bad ones. You know, I've never seen any of these, any of them harm any Western nations at all. You know, if anything, like, yes, there has been, I'm not saying I'm on everyone's side. I'm just saying, you know, there's so much propaganda here in the Western countries, in my country here and over there, and then the UK and so forth. There's so much propaganda, and you know, it takes a real stupid a real stupid person not to see that, you know. But sadly, the most of people are, and they seem to think we're all under threat. No, we're not.
They're indoctrinated,
What's
educated, messed up. They're indoctrinated from a young age. That's why they don't see it. They're not stupid.
The facts are there, and it's clear.
What's going on there.
You've just got to look at the reality. Ignorance, correct. It's sad. It's very sad. It's very sad. And
they just don't know what's really happening in that issue. But they're not stupid. I mean, the word stupid implies that you're dumb and you can't learn anything. You know?
Yeah, well,
ignorant means you just don't know about a particular subject, the truth and the real thing going on about it, and you're ignorant to that subject. You know, it doesn't mean you're stupid. A lot of people get mad at me when I use the word ignorant because they don't understand what ignorant means, and I use it a lot because I'm ignorant. Everybody in the world is freaking ignorant. And I consider the District of Columbia no different than any state government. So it's not just the District of Columbia, it's every single state government. I don't know if I posed that right, but I wanted to say something when you posted that, and I didn't get a chance. I didn't want to interrupt her, you know? But, hey, All we can do is keep trying to educate and unite as many people as possible so we can rise up and take this country back. I was hoping it would happen today. I got off that campaign a while ago because I was getting blocked too much off of Facebook. I went to four.
I know exactly how you feel. And, I go through
I
those
went
thoughts
to
every day.
pages. I get
Every
shut
day.
down, man.
The ignorance, you're right, is everywhere. And, I'm still trying every day to learn about ways on how to wake up people, how to, I think, and what
That's
I said
the key.
earlier, a lot of
How
them
to talk to
are,
people and wake them up. Different people you got to talk to differently. That's why you'll see me on a live
Yeah.
feed where I'm talking calm and simple like this, and you'll see me on a live feed where I'm just yelling at everybody.
yeah, I've
Because
seen
I
them,
talk differently to try to get to different people different ways.
Yeah.
Not because I have to do it. I can shut off my switch on and off. I can right
sometimes
now
I've
go
seen them and I've
crazy
been like,
look like,
too much,
what's he
too much.
mad about?
I don't blame you,
I'm not
though. I
mad.
don't blame you.
It's just a
At
way
all.
of speaking.
I mean, I don't blame you at all. I've got a friend who also does the same, and I'm just like, if that's, I understand,
Like
I
Todd.
understand.
You follow Todd, right? Todd Church?
No, is he the one that was on last? We had that conversation. He had that long hair. Todd, is that what he said? I remember him saying, come and look at the page or something. I was writing in the comments.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Todd,
he had long hair last time, like the hippie hair.
Look him up and friend him. You'll find
What's
his
his name
videos
again?
on my page. All you got to do is click on his videos.
What's his name
It's a
again?
live feed on Todd Church. You'll see
I think that was him.
Todd. You'll see his live videos on my page. Go to my page, look, click on it,
I'll have a look.
and send a request. This guy he speaks truth. He tries to get the word out, but he does it in ways that, he'll throw on a wig.
Yeah,
he's not
it was
gay.
him. I remember him, yes. Yes, him.
Yeah. He'll put a toilet seat over his head, this thing, a toilet seat.
That was a good
He does it in
conversation
ways
you
to
guys
try to get, he does it in different ways. Now,
there.
he asked me the other day, we were live, and he goes, you got a wig? And I go, no, I don't have a wig, man. Because he wanted to go put on his wig and wanted me to put on a wig. No, I'm not going to put on a wig. I don't have a wig. But he's a good guy. He wants to spread love. He wants us all to unite in love. And he realizes, hey, we're going to have to rise up.
I try to spread love too. I just want to spread love and expand that love. I don't want to sound like a hippie, but I want to try to break through these negative mindsets and these negative barriers that are stopping people from feeling the correct feelings that they need to just allow us to be free as people in society. Like, let us be free. And, sadly, there's a lot of
we could work united to support each other.
Positions. I'm sorry. It's a scary thing to say. That's why we're in danger to speak about these people. But you know what? At the same time, as I've said to you before, and as you've mentioned, truth is more important than to be living a lie or in fear or hiding away from reality, Yeah. And
look,
I've lost everything anyway, John, like you have. So
it's a game of hide and seek. It's going to find you. It's going to come to your home. Eventually, it will find everybody the way they're doing it.
Well, I also believe in the power of the mind, and you can call that crazy, you can call that airy-fairy gibberish, but I do believe it. I do believe that if we can change, we can, if we can
evolve,
have the collective subconscious mindset of everyone is healable and changeable, and we can heal them and let them be awakened to who they really are rather than living this false identity of being an evil person.
I believe the human race has been devolving for so long.
They say psychopaths can't change and so forth, but I think there's a possibility for change with everyone. I really do. I really do.
I believe the human race has been devolving for so long.
Devolving? Did you say?
And we're not evolving. We need to start evolving.
That's what I said. That's what I've been saying.
With the mind.
That's what I've been saying. Why do you think we're all quiet and they don't say anything and they all just F off? They tell us at protests and so forth. Oh, F you. And it's like, but wait a minute, we're talking about a very important issue, and that it doesn't make me sad. Sometimes things have been funny, so I'll take it for what it is, because at least you've sown the seed and someone will later think about it. Even they might think about it again and think, wait, we might have told them to F off, but like at least. But then they'll look at it again and say, maybe they are. Maybe there's a point. Maybe there's a point where people are, us are all saying these things, and then they'll finally get it. And, usually they say that people have to go through things before they really feel it. And I just think if we keep bringing the word out, they will eventually, we're sowing the seed, we're sowing the seed, and then they'll think about it later. I hope, I pray, and then that's how possibly we will get the change. But
you know what? Okay,
that's probably that's
we're
probably
being
one of the
censored.
minor facets of getting the change in a very small part of the whole equation. But yeah, it's a part of it,
Time, and they're going uncensored with the agenda. Okay, they're censoring us truthers. They're disinformation in the truther movement. They're pushing that flat Earth bullshit to just discredit all truth from truthers.
Yeah,
and the people
that is
flat Earth movement,
my mum talks about
they get
that.
blocked off my page really quick. By the way,
it's common sense.
And
yeah,
that silly stupidness.
You've broken up.
Discredit the entire truther movement. I just block them. I don't even
Yeah,
allow
me
it.
too now. Me too. Because the amount of trauma that I've had from fighting with just people, I just block. I just block immediately. As soon as the first fight happens, if someone harassing me or anything immature like that, I just block straight away. I don't have time for immature stuff,
I don't block immediately usually, unless certain people. But I try to conversate with them first. And it'll look like an argument, but I'm actually trying to conversate.
I don't even want to. I don't have time for any of those. Those types won't ever change.
He's still,
trolls and stuff, whatever they are.
I respect that. He's very good on a lot of truths, but some things that he says, we butt heads. Sometimes I'm in a mood to talk to him, and sometimes I just not today, dude. Let's not go that route. But I love you, man. I do. You speak a lot of truth, and I appreciate that.
Who, me?
I really do.
You talking to me?
Oh, you, Will Stray, I was talking about.
Who are you talking? Are you talking to someone in the comments? I missed the comment.
I actually blocked him off one page.
Who are you talking to? Are you talking to me?
No, I missed. Will Stray's comment?
Oh, Will Stray. Oh, sorry. Now I'll have a look. Hold on. I was looking at you. I didn't see the comments at all.
It ain't nothing for me to say I love you to everybody, okay? I'm not in love with anybody in the world. Anybody. I love everybody, though. I think we all need to unite in love. We all need to take up arms. We have to stop the evil in the world, because that's the only way we're going to find peace and love in the world, man. If we need to try to
love people. We need to try. Like, I've given up on people. I say I love you all, and I do, and I'll just keep saying that. Why? Because I never want to change, and people make it hard. People do make it hard. But
of course they do. They're doing it on 10th. Well, some are, and the ones that do it intentionally, I actually block. But I
love them as brothers and sisters in humanity. I love them as brothers and sisters, and I don't, and I pray that people change. I know you don't believe in God, or the God that I believe in. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I haven't even asked you. I don't know if you.
I don't believe in the God of the church. I don't believe in the book of the Bible. I believe a lot of things in it are good.
I know that.
And I live by the good stuff in it.
I understand you, John. A lot of it has been infiltrated, and I'm not silly to not think that, I really agree with that.
I believe in the Creator. I believe we were created by design. I don't believe
of course.
Came to evolution.
Of course. And you just have to look at how there's so many examples that takes an intellectual mind to realize that I've come up with myself from the top of my head, to make me realize that there's definitely a God that created us and that he exists. Not from the Bible, maybe. I totally see how that is infiltrated. When I talk about how I love Jesus, I'm talking about the Jesus that I'm thinking about in my heart, yes, I guess it's partially the Christian version too. But I'm not so stupid to. There's so many examples that I have come up with that have made me say, there is no doubt. There is no doubt at all that there's an afterlife. And, there's so many examples I've thought about to come up with that makes it valid, and I could tell you.
It's not just the federal. They're all corrupt. And as long as you have somebody in power over you, they're going to be corrupt. So we have to stop the power over the people. That's what I believe. And it ain't a matter. You ain't going to get a state that's going to be for the people, because they're already all corrupt. And what they want is total control. So they want the people in their state to say, Oh yeah, let's get the federal out. Now I'm fully in charge. I don't have the federal over my back. Now I'm God. That's what they want.
They
And
play
not,
God.
I'm not trading one tyrant for another. I want the people to control us. I want us to control ourselves.
Yeah, yes,
You know,
of course, of
that's what
course.
I want to see in the world. I want to see this world evolve.
And
I don't
I
want to see
want to see,
profit for anything.
I want to see the
It's
money
not
system
about profit.
abolished. I want to see the money system abolished, and instead we work for material goods and so forth. We work for them rather than having a money system. Like we work for our things rather than paying. You know what I mean? Rather than paying for them with the cash, because that's where
My theory is, check this out. Are you
this
there?
is turned off. Yeah, I'm here. That's what.
I see
It's
you.
just
You were frozen. Okay, my theory is that if
some
we
here.
would work
It's
for each other, everybody worked for everybody else. Nobody worked for themselves. And then you'd be working for everybody else. So that means everybody else is working
paused.
for you. You never do without, you never have to live without. You have everything. They have everything. Everybody has everything instead of the elites having everything and we fighting for the scraps and the shit they throw in our face to distract us and fighting each other. We work
Oh,
for
that's
each
what they
other.
want. They
Everybody
want
does their part.
they want us all mixed up in
Have you heard the
fighting.
term?
I know that.
Have you ever heard the term take from the well, replenish the well? In other words, you take from society what you need, and what you want, but you replenish to society.
Can you repeat
And
that? Sorry,
everybody,
you just paused. Can you repeat that, please? You paused. I couldn't see you.
okay.
Oh,
You
here
take
it is
from the
there.
well, you replenish the well.
Right.
So what that means is if you need something in life, you just go, you get it, it's given to you freely, but you go ahead and give back. You make sure you replenish. You put things there for other people to be able to grab freely that other people need. And just
Paused again.
work for each other. And nobody ends up corrupted. Everybody's working for everybody. Everybody has everything. It's possible, but the problem is, and people say, oh, that's communism talk. No. Communism is put somebody in charge, they rule over you, they take everything, and they pretend to be giving you shit. Keep you just oppressed enough to where you need them, which is the same thing which we have in this country. Keep us just oppressed enough to where we need our government. It's not communism. It is a way of philosophy of life. That's a community that people have tried to flourish with, and then they get attacked by outside communities like our government, because they can't have that flourish and become popular because, oh my God, we'd lose all power over the people. If they realize they're better off without us, they would eliminate us. And the truth is, I've realized it a long time ago. But it takes all the people united to do it. And they fear monger everybody and lie to everybody, and I appreciate the truthers on the internet, but when you're pushing that government fear mongering shit, dude, I call you out quick. I call people out quick. Let's not fear our government. The government should fear the people. Those are good quotes in history, by great men that were actually corrupt to themselves, but they would use quotes that made sense to get the votes so they could get up in power and be corrupt. But those quotes we have to live by, not by what the men actually were in history. I blocked somebody because he kept attacking all my quotes. He kept attacking, oh, I will never listen to that person, what they say, because they were evil and they had slaves and this and that and the other thing. Well, you know what? It's not about that person. It's about that quote that he said. We have to live by that quote, but actually live by it, not put somebody in charge to rule.
Listen to the people of importance from the past and try to learn from the mistakes that they made. And we are not doing that at all.
No, but we're
people have died. People have. We've already had a stolen generation in this country with the Aboriginals, and there was a sorry day in 2007, and then in 2007 that was since then it's 15 times worse.
But anytime anybody's in power, it's always going to be another evil, corrupt system. And the same thing, say we're going to have
not learning lessons from the past.
By somebody else. I'm talking to Will over here. He's making a lot of comments. And I'm just addressing his comments because it's nice to address people's comments when you can. See, we blockheads because he wants to separate states and from federal. He wants to blame it all on federal. And he think, oh, if we just keep it in our state, then we control it. No, you can't. You're still giving the power to somebody. Power corrupts. Absolute power absolutely corrupts. You know.
Yeah.
And if we don't unite and we take the power, the people, and retain the power. Like I was on a live with somebody. We were doing this thing, and he was pushing for a king. We need to switch to and vote in a king. We need to have a king in this country. You know, he's pushing. Now, he agrees with everything I say, and every time I tried to say something to him, oh, I agree with everything you say. But during the transition, we still need a king. If you put a king in power, he's going to do everything he can to retain the power and always keep it. We don't need a transition from one tyrant to another tyrant. We need a transition straight to the people. No middle that corrupted and make it another battle and had the same thing we had before.
Agreed.
You know?
Agreed.
But
it sounds a little bit communism-like, but that's what we need. It's something of that kind. Huh?
From government to transition. He kept saying that to transition the power from the people, from the government to the people, we need a king in the middle first. No, we do not. You know, and then he'd use stupid examples, and I'd come back on because we were doing his live feed where we were jumping in and out, different people talking to each other, making our comments instead of doing it by text. Because I'm not good with the texting at all. You know, I talk to my phone, it says what it wants. When I push send, I look at it and it's like, oh damn, that's not what I said. People are trying to read my comments like, I don't understand. What are you trying to say? You know.
Well, anyway, yeah. So yeah, we just, I've experienced a lot of men that are just like you with the personality in Sydney, and they do the protests and so forth. And for some reason, I get told to F off a lot less than others do. And I don't know if it's maybe because I'm a wuss, and then they think, oh, she's just. I think the way of confronting people, but do I get heard either? No, they tell me to F off as well. Really, they do about important issues. So there must be a way of approaching people with a collective effort that allows us to be heard. You know, I've just tried to analyze how everyone approaches things at various protests and so forth, and I'm like, who gets heard most? And in all honesty, none of us really get heard much by just the general public who don't have an issue related to what we're talking about. You know,
the people that tell you to F off, most of them are to do that. You know that they're paid.
What?
Most of the people that
to do
they're paid. I believe they're paid. Government implants. You know, when you're speaking truth and you're told and somebody's coming at you and attacking, I think it's government trying to. You know?
You know, like, yeah, I wouldn't be, like, you've just answered some things that I was thinking could have been a possibility from the past. If that's what they do they really pay people to do things like that? Oh my God, you probably, to me, I just think, why don't they want to listen and create a change? Do they care? Do they care about, do they not realize that I'm just a human being like anyone else? You know, I'm just a human being, and like them, I'm just like them. You know, I'm just like you. You're just like, we're not all the same. That's for sure, at all. But we're all human beings, and I am a sister to everyone in humanity. You know, and this is what I want to get out to them. As you said before, when I said, "Oh, that's like you were right." I love everyone all the same. I don't care if they stress me out or do this or that. I still throw love, and that's all. That is the perspective I'm always coming from. It's the truth. I don't care how bad they are, what they've done. Everything is forgivable if you can just open up your eyes and see that we all do have something. We all do have something to offer. I might look insignificant or something. Oh, she's just this or that. I can just use her. But, you know, using me is at their expense because they don't know what they could have offered, that I could have offered if they let me flourish to my best potential by letting me keep my children and just the basics of basic stuff like this. I never did anything wrong at all for my...
I know. I'm there with you. Trust me. I was the only one that cared about them kids and did the right by them kids all the time. My entire life was based for that, and that's all that was important to me. And what they did, oh, my God, dude. I couldn't sleep for years, okay? I mean, I learned to sleep
Me
with the TV
either.
on.
I'm still
I learned
struggling. I've been suffering this
TV on.
11 years. I've been suffering this. 11 years. I
I'm sorry.
mean, and
I mean,
you
I'm the
know,
same way.
I have
I'm
started
on like
to
16 years now.
recover, but I don't care about anything anymore. Like, you know, if I'm really seen as a no one and nothing, I'm not that important. I'm nothing. You know, when the mother and father is so important to the children, but you know, they don't see this. They're psychopaths. They don't look at innocence or niceness. They just she's someone we can use. You know, and if that's the way they want to spend their time here in this world, then okay, it's cool. You know, I'm going to be judged in the afterlife. You know, I know there's an afterlife. We all got different religions. I'm not just a Christian. I believe in everything. You know, I'm not
And I believe
discrediting
I'm going to
anything.
get judged in the afterlife too.
I can't even say I'm a Christian. What's that?
I believe I'm going to get judged in the afterlife.
And I hope I am, and I hope we all are, and we will be. I believe it, John.
I believe we are. I believe we're going to. What we do here is going to determine where we go after this.
It really
Most
will.
people that you know what the problem is. My belief, hell is a returning back to this.
I know. That's what I've said sometimes. I'm like,
there's no fiery place in hell. That is this again.
This must be
That
it.
is hell.
Well, you and I know, we both parents have been through the worst hell that anyone can ever possibly go through. So you know, we do know.
So where is hell at for you?
Huh?
Right here. Right here is hell. This is hell. This is it. We're in it.
But I don't
Either
want to
you
say
become
that.
part of the evil and you live where you're really not happy, but you got what you want and you're not being attacked. If you become part of the evil, but they don't even find happiness. These people, they're always chasing it because they can't find it. The ones that find happiness get attacked. The ones that find happiness get attacked by this world, and it gets taken away from them. And that's what I see happening in this world. And it's only because there's too much evil. I think this is hell right here. The Bible has been changed. It's not the original teachings. We're put here in hell. And until we graduate this properly, we're not leaving here. We're going to get sent back.
That's what my father said. My father was crying on the phone to me. He said, he said to me, this world wasn't meant for innocent people. You know, that's what he said.
That's it. The world wasn't meant.
Yeah, he was crying. This world wasn't meant for innocent people. And I said, it's true, but you know what? Like, he is true. He's right. Oh, he's amazing. But I'm just like, with everything else, everything he says is right on the ball. Like, but
I don't even know who you're talking about, but I can agree with that statement 100%.
I said my father said that this world wasn't meant for innocent people. He was crying on the phone to me. And I said, I understand, Dad. I do. It's a very hardcore world, you know. It's very. I know that this is all a test.
Evil is controlling everything, getting us to accept it as a status quo as good, and that is not acceptable. Look what they're doing in the schools now. I don't know if they're doing it down there.
It should be paradise. You know, world should be paradise.
Children at 5 and 6 years old how to have sex, and telling a boy, "Oh, you're not a boy. You're what you want to be. You want to be a girl.
We've got that
you want to be a transvestite. You can be anything you want."
And
why would you say that to a child and confuse a child?
I know. That's what I say. The worst, John.
It makes no sense.
If you say you're a male, or I say I'm a female, you can't say that. That's stereotyping. You know. They don't want real men, and that's right. They don't want real men, and they don't want.
Well, they definitely don't want real men in the world anymore. They don't want honorable real men in the world. That's definite.
At all. They're giving people sex changes in Australia by the age of 4 years old. Sex changes, the whole lot.
No way.
4 years old, yep. And they're indoctrinating them that young. That's disgusting. No counselling, no adult thought process to allow them to lead that to that decision.
What sex they are.
Huh?
What child at 4 years old can decide?
That's abuse.
Only thing a child knows at 4 years old is what the adult tells them to think and say.
Yeah,
that is all they know. You know. They have not thought for themselves yet. It's what
that's abuse, isn't it? That's my perspective for sure. Who does that to a child?
That is so criminal. That is so horrible to think
We've
of.
got
the problem is,
yeah,
they're messing with our kids here too. The same. That's the sickening part.
In this country, they call it the Safe Schools program. They're teaching children about like sex toys and the bondage and gay, transgender. Everyone's, you know, you're not a man or you're not a female.
They're teaching children in school about anal sex here.
It's all about gay stuff. It's all about
teaching and 6-year-old about anal sex? Who the hell thoughts in a 5 or 6-year-old? They should be thinking about playing with dolls, playing with guns,
I
cowboys and
know.
Indians. You know, let's
I
play, let's
know.
play, let's play. Not game. Sex is not a
I
game for
reckon.
children, and
At
that's
all.
what they're teaching in schools now. And then you're forced to put
Yeah.
them in these schools.
They've got
Meanwhile, you're
that crap here
stressed
too.
and you have to work all the
Disgusting.
time. You can't pay attention to what they're doing to your children in school and
It's just
indoctrinating them.
messing the child's mind up. When I was a child, I was the only child in the whole school that my father said, no, I don't want her going to sex education classes. I was the only child. And you know what? And I'm glad that that was the case because, mate, I don't want to be exploited and have, you know, people around. There's a whole group, an audience of children. They're learning about the private female, this and that, and this is around boys.
Nobody knows I'm live. They can't get on the live feed anymore. It's just you and me. Everybody's been kicked off. I knew it would happen if I showed my face too much, but it didn't matter. I watched
don't know how this works, John. I don't know how this works. I'm just new to this
Well,
myself.
it's facial recognition. When I put my face on it, and I wanted to put my face, I hate talking to the screen, looking at the thing. But
I saw a comment earlier.
Look, somebody just
a couple
got
of
on
comments
watch.
there.
They'll be knocked off within a minute.
Oh no, I see your comment. The banker elites in the City of London and City of DC use exactly the same tactics. Which ones?
See, gone.
What's gone?
Yeah, it's all right. But no,
What's
everything
going
you're
on?
saying is true. We can't do nothing about it unless we stop the root of the problem, which is the governments.
Eliminate
It's by design
the
to conquer us. You know, somebody who was it? This girl.
I do understand your stress. I really do, and I am too. And you know what? Like, mate, we could be living in a utopia. This world could be so beautiful.
It could. That's it.
That's
it. That's the sad part.
Our minds to this focus on the negative so much, but we have no choice. But we have no choice. We have no choice.
Imagine by John Lennon. Do you ever listen to the song?
John Lennon. Imagine. Is it the one? You could say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Is that the one?
Yeah, it does say that in it.
You'll join us.
If you listen to the whole song,
that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Now you know, since I was a kid, I heard that song, man, and it's been dear to my heart because if you listen to it, no more religion. You know.
I know that. I agree.
No heaven above us, the sky. You know. Stop the religion. Stop the government. Stop the borders. It's all about uniting the people in love. Yeah. You know, and getting a true spiritual reality, not the religious of church, not religion. It doesn't knock out spirituality. It just knocks out the religion, which corrupts spirituality.
Yeah, I know. You know? My concepts and stuff that I've come up with, John, to prove about not exactly Christianity, but to prove that there's an afterlife and God and the soul. You know, one of mine is that, you know, because people say, oh, there is no afterlife. But what about there is and that's because you're smart that you said that, you know, you're not closed-minded enough to not see that. You know, when we were in the womb, when we were babies, we thought we were just living in water and there was nothing else. Because we weren't ready to understand the next level, which was the earth, the air, we come out of our womb and then we're not in water anymore. We didn't know that there was a next level, you know. You just have to look at the universe to see that we are not it. We're just a tiny blip. We're nothing.
Religion. Have you studied ancient stuff from all tribes, all their beliefs?
I look at all of it.
They all have the same thing in common. The really old ones all have the same thing in common. We all have a creator. Okay.
Yes, they're all saying the same things basically. They really are.
But you know what? They all talk about in the same, in common. No matter where you're looking at it in the world. Yeah. The ancient religions all talk about the sky people. The people that came from the sky. The people that come from the sky.
Well, there's something out there anyway.
Were being interacted with at that time. Each civilization was being interacted with. Each civilization was telling the truth to the people. And so forth. I believe our government is interacting with these people to this day, with these races. You know, and they're just lying to us about it because the evidence is out there. People say, well, how come we don't see more UFOs? Dude,
It's paused.
I got a call coming in.
You've paused? I was just going to say, if you go out to the Australian bush, if you go out to Australian bush, right out to the Australian bush, I mean, the real Australian bush, you wouldn't believe how many. I said, if you go out to the Australian bush here, like right out to the Australian bush, and you stay out at night, you will be absolutely shocked at what you see. It's not just shooting stars and so forth. There are actual zigzaggy things going through the sky and all sorts of stuff, and I'm not lying. Can you hear me? Or did it break out?
Yeah. I was looking.
Yeah,
this thing keeps asking me to tag people.
If you go right,
I don't do that.
If you go right out to the bush
in
Australia, there's like so many. It's not just shooting stars. There's lots of stuff out there. When you go right out into the bush, here, when we're near the cities and so forth, we can't see anything. We don't know. We cannot see because of the lights here. You go right to the depths of the bush, you will be shocked at what you see. It's an incredible display of stars.
You can do it anywhere. You get outside of any city. You go outside of any city and you look up, the amount of stars that you see.
I've seen it before, and I was like,
I used to live out there. I know. I love it.
I love it. You know, a few times, on a few travels, and I was just like, oh my God, is this what I'm missing in being it? Because no one knows that unless they go right out into the country, and then what you see.
Have you looked at a city from outside?
Like, this is
Have you looked into the city from outside where you can see the stars, and then you look like you're up high in a mountain, and you look at the city? There's a big giant glow over the city. And that's why you can't see the stars, because all the lighting in that city.
All this electricity and so forth.
Oh, it's a big bubble of light. You know?
That's crazy. What's it doing to us as well? I'm thinking I'd like to go somewhere where there's no chemtrails and none of this artificial 5G radiation network type of stuff that's there to probably depopulate. I don't know.
Well, you know where that is?
Chemtrails are everywhere. I don't know much about that topic. I'm not here about.
No, you know where you're going to find that? You know where you need to go?
Where? Probably not on this world. Probably ruin it.
To the next plane of existence.
I know.
You have to say goodbye to this world.
Right. It's the whole world is polluted now, isn't it? And I don't want to talk like that. Because I try to remove those vibes and change them around and say, wait. We're rising. Everything's beautiful. And we are okay. Even, sometimes you just look past the negative facts of what's occurring and say, wait, everything's beautiful. Even if it's not, John, like you still got to, I think, just imagining your mind, everything's beautiful. And just see it all the time. This is beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I don't care how much you stress me out or how much you say you hate me or how much. I still love it and keep saying that to yourself, John. And, just feel it, even though it's hard to. It's real hard to. When you put that in your subconscious, it'll help you so much and it'll help, but you've got to repeat it to yourself so much before you can actually get to that stage. We don't want to be living in a world where this world is hard and everything stresses. People, when we've gone through injustices and corruption and so forth, of course we're going to,
Rest was conquered.
Sometimes you've just got to look by it and say, wait, everything is so beautiful. I know that it's not, but God, it's beautiful. And just to change your psychology and to heal you and bring you up a bit, and just to help out for you when it comes to, because this stuff can depress people so much. You know how many innocent people are harming themselves and stuff. Also, they're being knocked off too. I'm not going to say everyone says there's so many suicides happening with parents. I'm not going to believe that as well. I believe then they're knocked off and there's lies made up.
There's
against all this, you've got to then turn it around. Don't let your mind be so absorbed on this. Of course, it's beautiful that you are, because we need to focus on the reality topics and the real topics for today. But you've got to think about yourself too and say, sometimes, give yourself a break. Just go to the beach or something and say, God, this is beautiful, and just take it in and then come back to the topics where we can then try to get the word out to people and with a clearer mind, because this stuff takes a toll on us, this stuff takes a toll on you, me, and everyone else going through it. It really does. And
something?
I don't want to be another victim of I'm not going to ever commit suicide, but I'm just saying,
My life is never going to be fixed, but my dream right now, what I want one day, is I want to be left on a beach somewhere, away from everything, just be left on a beach.
No, that's depression talking. Like left on the beach for a while, but
and I don't
we can't
care
isolate ourselves from this. We also can't. I know what you've done because I've done the same.
That's it.
I'm
I want
sick
to
of
live
people
on that.
myself.
I don't care if there's people there or not.
Yeah.
As long as they don't come with violence, I don't care. But I want the beach, the water, and I want to be away from all this
No,
shit.
I think what I want and what you want is what is ours and what is real. You know that and that's what we deserve. And like everyone deserves, their mothers and fathers and children deserve their unity and to bring up their children in the ways that are not mind controlled into something that they're not
once that
away
dream
from
is
their genes.
taken away, it's
You know, but you know what? Wow, if we can't have our basic human rights of that, to be able to teach our children and to be able to, you know, all the important things.
No, I know.
If we can't have that, we can still.
They took it from me, and I
I
don't
know.
appreciate it. And it was my dream of life, all I ever wanted, and I had it, and I knew I had it. I wasn't one of those that was chasing something else and didn't realize where I was.
It's disgusting.
You know, I knew what I had, and I was enjoying it, and I was there. I didn't care about money. I had plenty because I good jobs. But they took my, they took everything. They hurt my children, and that hurt me. You can't hurt me physically. You can't hurt myself, but you hurt my children. That hurt me.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
that was a pain that I'm never going to. It is what it is. You know.
Yeah. But
it's a matter of stopping it.
Healing, thinking well, thinking what? How do you think well? People have said to me, "Oh, shut up! You know, don't tell me to think well. How can I, with all odds against me, and this has happened?" And I'm like, I understand that, but I'm just trying to say, rise, heal your mind. Still, it's possible. You know, everything's always changing, and this is so hard for me to say, but change is something we have to learn to accept, and it teaches us to grow as well. Because how do you change when something corrupt has happened? You know, I understand where you're coming from. It's effed.
Everything's changing for the worse because it's being controlled. You know that, right? Everything's changing for the worse because it's being controlled, and we're allowing it. We're standing down, and we're being told, "Stand down. Violence isn't the answer." And that is wrong. I'm sorry. I'm dead set against this stand down thing. If we don't stand up and end the evil, it's completely destroy the entire world.
You're right. You're right. Don't stand down to tyranny or oppression. Don't stand down. Rise up. I say myself, do we want to be cowards like the perpetrators of these crimes against humanity? Do we want to be cowards and be like, well, do we want to be who we really are, which is the real version of what is real, and be just saying the truth as it is? If someone does something or this or that, things are going to happen anyway. Who cares, mate? Like, we need to speak the truth. If we've been through something serious where we need to be heard, then at any cost, I say do it. There's a lot of fear tactics out there too, and that's another message I want to get out to the mothers and fathers. But don't speak out because they're in fear. Well, the only way we see a change, as it happened in the past, is when people rise. Yes, a lot of people won't make it from rising and speaking out.
A lot of people won't make it if we don't. A lot more are not going to make it.
We're not making it anyway. We're all passing away anyway. Make it important while we're here. You know, life's short. We're not going to be a silent victim.
I got on this
we're all passing away anyway.
He's dying, apparently. Wait. I got on this guy's live feed on his thing, on his page. And he's talking about how he's dying and all this stuff. And why are you focusing on the fact that you're dying? Why aren't you focusing on the time you have left and what you're going to do with it? You know what I mean? Look, I was at one point for a year. I could have died at any goddamn minute. I was like, they kept expecting me to die. The entire year, I wasn't focused on the fact that I was dying. I was focusing on what I was doing, on what I was going to do before I got done. I didn't care. If I die, I die. Fuck it.
We're all going anyway. You know, are we going to make it useful? Are we going to make it useful, or are we just going to hide away like losers, like they want? They don't want to speaking out because they know that a change will come, even though it's for the better. These people are psychopaths in power, and they don't. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's not to put anyone down at all.
No,
and it's not. I'm just telling you the truth.
Psychopaths out there, else, sociopaths, but everybody's raised to be a sociopath.
Bloody truth. Look at what's happening around the world. Look what's happened to us, and around the world too. You know, children are dying starvation. Parents having their children kidnapped. This is absolute tyranny. this is it's devolved traits,
What we've
it's
been
devolved
doing.
traits.
Well,
It's
that's
just
all the
devolved
history of
traits.
mankind is.
We
It's
do not
evolving.
deserve to be in the firing ring, or whatever, the target of the ring of the fire, whether it comes to us when they're pointing their bloody arrows or whatever it is that they point. We sadly were victims of this style of, because if I was in a different area during that time where my baby was kidnapped at birth, and then again, and then again, 10 days after, you then give him back, and then again 10 days after birth. Like, if I was in a different area, this would never have happened at all. At all. 5 years, I only got to see him every second day for 2 hours. Mind controls and all stuff. I don't. It's different for you because you have your children, and mine's very unique. Mine's very unique. Oh, this happens to a lot of people though, still, but you couldn't get more low. You couldn't get more low. You couldn't get more scummy than that, to steal someone's baby at birth, or even to steal anyone's children. It's not yours to steal. How do you have the right to come and think that you can? Oh, because the government owns everyone. Sorry, we've passed those days. Sorry, we are human beings. We're going to listen
That's
to
what
that.
we live in, believe it or not.
Low-grade
We have
energy.
no rights. They lie to us, and they do own us and everything, and our children.
Our children. We created our children. That's a beautiful pool, John.
I'm pointing out the clouds right now. I'm showing you the clouds.
Oh, they're nice. My clouds are a bit different here. My clouds, they're like chemtrails. They're like clouds, but then you got the chemtrails. I didn't know what chemtrails were until just recently. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what I believe in that stuff. I don't know if I believe that stuff.
Did you notice something about these clouds? I don't know if you grew up looking at clouds. I did. All my life, I've always watched clouds. You notice they're not changing shape? Do you notice they're not changing shape? They're just sitting in the sky like a picture.
They do after a while. But what are you saying? What are you saying?
I used to sit there and watch clouds all my life, okay?
And they would change shape,
especially with my kids. I used to get my kids to do it. I used to do it with my kids too. We used to look at a cloud and it'd be constantly changing shapes. Never stop changing shapes. It's constantly.
Yeah, actually, I remember that now that you bring it up.
It's always been that way because the atmosphere and the moisture in the cloud, okay, and it's changing and it's rotating constantly, and the air up there is moving very fast. It's not like on ground. Okay.
Yeah, I remember the days when I saw, just because you're making me remember, they were always moving. I do remember that. They're always moving. Now,
always changing shapes. You can look and say, look, a doggy. Oh, no, look, now it's a giraffe. Oh, now it's this.
Yeah,
like that fast.
Yeah.
Now they just stay one shape. Yeah. And they move across the sky like that. And I've been watching that for the last 2 months. Okay? And I'm like, something is not right. The atmosphere does not act like that, you know? And I watched.
That's what I've been looking at too recently. This friend of mine, talking about chemtrails and that, and I'm like, I didn't know much about it. My mind's very focused on other things, but I looked into it recently. I looked into the sky and I started to notice the things.
I'm 54 years old, okay?
The things in the sky.
I base myself on what I've seen and what I know for fact. I'm old as shit. I'm an old fart.
Me too.
That's seen and paid attention all my life. There are things I cannot forget. I can't remember people's names. I can't remember the exact dates of things and like that, but I can remember the issues and the important facts of everything. My mind just works that way.
And so can I. I'll never forget a thing.
Well, I forget a lot. I can't remember somebody's name. You could tell me your name, and I can try my best.
Me too. I'm like that with names also.
I'll turn around to say your name, and I forgot it.
No, but that's not important stuff. When I think about the important stuff, I do not divert from, like, my mind is really strong, and I'll never forget that.
Of course they're real. You can see they're being made up there. They're real.
Who cares about people? That's why you've forgotten the names. That's common. That's nothing wrong with that.
I love you. Well, her comment here, she goes, chemtrails are real. I guess she's commenting what you said about chemtrails. Of course they're real. You're looking at them. They're there.
Well, I didn't
Don't deny what you see. Right.
I didn't realize that before.
Question things you don't see with your own eyes, but don't question things that you're looking at and you can see is real. Question anything on a video camera, on TV. All that's made up, movie script. Don't believe just because they're showing something on a camera, like, Oh, and this is what they're doing,
Hi,
and this is
Mary.
don't believe it. It's all made up by Hollywood. It's all Hollywood. It's all a lie on the TV, all that news. And
It's the
I
news.
just reposted. I don't know if it stayed on my page on one of their news clips that they did where we attacked the Middle East, Trump bombed Middle East based on this film clip that was put all over the news. But I actually have a film clip in my page of the making of that clip and how they got everybody in place, everybody sitting there, okay, we're ready. Okay, action. And then the people that they're picking up that are all suffering and all and being picked up by the white hat away. And there you go, you got knocked off my page because they don't want me to speak about that. But I just shared that video again because I was looking for something else and I found it. The clip they made. But I actually got somebody from that part of the world that actually was able to get the making of the clip and send and put it on the internet a very short time. When I saw that, I downloaded it, and I have it. Yes, you could see animal shapes. Yeah, and they would change constantly. Not anymore, man. Now they just travel across the sky in one shape, move, change very tiny little bit if they change at all. I've watched them go from this end really slowly all the way to that end, and they still stay the same in the sky. Not possible. Something is going on, something is wrong, and we need to wake up to it. I just made videos about that a few times. I'm like asking people, am I crazy? I've been watching this for weeks now. You know, when I first started watching and noticing, hey, wait a minute, those clouds ain't changing. They just sit there the same. They're not doing like clouds do. I mean, I could sit here and point at that cloud, and you guys see it. Another cloud might go past it, over it, or under it, but the clouds will stay the same, and most of them will travel at the same rate. They're not changing shapes, and I could do this forever. And then I'll turn away for a minute. When I look back, it's traveled across the sky, but while I'm looking at it, it's not traveling. You know? You can see I'm trying to hold my phone steady. You see they're not moving? You see the trees and stuff? How they're not moving from where they are? But if I turn away and I turn back up, it's like, what the hell? It just moved all the way over there. How come it wouldn't move while I was staring at it for a minute? You know? But I don't look at it for a minute and it moves across the sky on me. Something is not right. Something is seriously not right. And I just pointed out, and that's what, I don't know what gets me censored because I point out the weirdest shit to people. And I'm just saying, am I crazy or is that cloud not changing shapes? Those clouds are not changing shapes. Unless you turn away and look again. But if you stare at it, and I notice when I stare at it, I keep my eyes, I can't, even though the sun is over there, if I'm looking over there in the sky, it's like I look right at the sun when I turn away. And I can't focus and see things. It's like there's something up there making it so you don't want to look up. It actually affects you and hurts you. So too much. I don't believe in coincidence. I do not believe in coincidence. I've learned not to believe in coincidences. There are no coincidences. I think everything is by design. Something is going on. See, cloud's still there. You know? I could do this all day. In fact, I tried to go live and just do a live, just pointing at the clouds the whole time. And that's when my live ability was shut down on one of my pages. When I tried to do that, and I guess they saw because I labeled the video, I no longer had the ability to go live on that page. It got shut down forever. That was page number 2, by the way, if all of you didn't know that. I've had to open up other pages because they keep taking things away, abilities from me. And it sucks. It really does. They lock you out of a page, you know. But I'm up to page number 4, made up already, ready to go, kind of. Page number 4 is not actually going through Facebook all the way. You know, you get the confirmation code, you put it in there. I keep getting the same confirmation code, keep putting it in there, and it will not accept no matter what. So I don't know what's happening with that page. But the page is actually open, and every once in a while I can get on it and friend people and do things on it, you know. But I've never gone live on it. I'm afraid to, because then I'll really get censored and shut down. Hi. Look. Hey. Hi. Looking for answers about GAB platform. GAB platform. GAB. You want to come live and explain that to me, and I'll do the best I can? No promises.
I'm giving you a request to come live. I don't know what you're like human beings. You don't have to point the camera at you. Put your finger over it, point it at the sky, point it at the ground, point it at a table, point it at the ceiling, whatever. You don't have to show your face. But the conversation by text, not a good way to conversate. It says you declined. I don't know if you did or not, because I know Facebook does that intentionally, not to let people get on lives. Nothing is simple as it appears. You're 100% right. If you look into it all of it has a reason. That's why I look into so much and why I have the beliefs I do. I study way too much shit, but I enjoy it because all I want to do is soak in more knowledge. No bullshit, just knowledge. The bullshit I don't want. But things that are questionable and possible, I will study, I will check out, I will pay attention to. And wow, I've soaked in so much. There are things I cannot talk about. I would freak people out, things that I believe. They would freak people out. Very rarely somebody will talk to me about it, and I'll go ahead and talk openly with it if somebody wants that conversation. But no, I don't. There's too much that I've studied and researched and looked at and paid attention to and thought of with a common sense that, okay, and I believe. I can't prove, beyond a shadow of a doubt, but I believe, and I don't talk about it. If you get too many followers and you speak oh yeah, you don't notice I'm shut down now? I'm here shut down. I'm already shut down right now. It's okay. You want to see me invite a bunch of people? They're not getting notification that I'm live anymore. But if I send out the notification, you want to see them come on the page and see my page fill up, right? And then all of a sudden, all at the same time, they just all get knocked off. Then it'll fill up with a whole other group and some of the same ones. And they'll all get knocked off at the same time. I've done it so many times. It's like, what the hell? And everybody starts messaging me. I got so many messages and messages. I can't look at it anymore. I'm sorry, people. I can't even look at my messenger anymore. Hey, getting up to your video. How come I can't watch your video? How come I can't share your video? I'm tired. Okay. Oh, I know. Censorship. Just be persistent. Go to my page. Pick it up off my page. I don't know what to say. It is what it is. I do what I can. And tomorrow's the election days, man. It's kind of important day. And that's what I was supposed to do this video on. Let's get an open discussion on the voting and elections. So that got censored right off the cop, just about. I'm thinking of leaving Facebook because too many infiltrators but it's everywhere. You're not going to go anywhere where it's different. It's all controlled by the same elites and the government. The same. It's all controlled. What's the difference of leaving? What, are you going to go somewhere else and think it's going to be different? You're going to, nothing is by accident. Let them do it. Let them censor me. Let them continue. I don't think I can do about it. I can be persistent and keep on going. That's it. Don't leave. Don't give up. Don't let them win by surrendering to them. That's all it is. I'm not going to surrender. They might be able to keep me down because they got the power with they control everything and keep my voice down, but they can't shut my voice up. They can erase information off the internet. They can erase the truth off the fucking world. They can publish their lies. They can disinform everybody. But what's in my head, even if you erase it from society, from the internet, from everywhere in the world, it's already in here. They can't take it away from me in here. That's the way I look at it. We all do what we can. But I don't think about leaving Facebook ever. I'm probably one of the most censored people on Facebook. And do I plan to leave? Hell no. I plan to keep going, and I plan to keep doing what I have to do to get out. You don't know what I go through to share a video. You have no idea. And I'm not going to talk about it here because what's the point of me telling them what I'm doing? even though they figured it out by now already. And if they haven't, they will soon enough. And I'll find another way because I keep finding ways to get around them, you know? But they keep finding ways to block me and shut down my video. I get all these people, well, I can't open it up. I can't play it. Even if I go to your page, it won't play. Plays for me. They'll send it right back to me. It plays for me, but it won't play for me. It's just a black screen. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. But you know what? It's not going to discourage me. Don't let them discourage you. They win once they discourage you. Once they get you to give up or stop, then they've won. Battle's over for them. They don't have to fight you anymore. You're not resisting them anymore. You're accepting the tyranny. And that I'm not going to do. I'm not going to accept it. Okay, send an... Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see if I can do that again. There you go. Another request. System to control us. How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. There goes the dogs.
That's all right. They're your best friends and will never turn on you.
I know, that's true.
You know, as long as you treat them with kindness and love, they're always going to return the same. And they will protect you from anybody and anything. That's why police have to shoot so many dogs. You know, that's why police, the first thing they do is they go in and shoot the dog. Because they know they're about to abuse this person, and the dog is not going to accept it, and they can't threaten the dog, you know? You can't say, if you don't stay there, I'm going to shoot you. No, you're attacking my family. The dog is going to defend the family, you know, by nature.
Yes, they will.
So they shoot the dog first thing, and they've shot so many dogs already, and
Yeah.
it's sickening. And then if you defend yourself against a police dog that is trained to maul you, whether you're innocent or guilty, if you defend yourself against them, and then you get charged with attacking a police officer or violence against a police officer or murdering a police officer, if you end up killing the dog to defend yourself, that is so
I know.
sick and backwards. And they train these dogs to be attack dogs, you know, and then once you handcuff a victim all the time, they're like, okay, now maul him now that he's handcuffed, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sickening. I've seen too many videos and what goes on. So, what's on your mind?
Yeah.
Well,
No, I'm just saying, I saw you, I mean, was listening to Gerard this morning, and he was talking about going to the Gab platform, and I'm thinking it's the same as Facebook. They're just trying to get people who are disillusioned with Facebook, tired of the censoring, to go over to Gab. They're in control of Gab too.
Oh, I was listening to his Gab thing, and I said, well, it sounds like they're tied in with the government and with the police to now you go to Gab.
Yeah.
Wait,
So they already.
Oh yeah, we support the police. We got the police behind us. Really? So now they're going to push that law to where if you speak the truth about the government and expose the government's corruption, you just committed a crime. Now Gab is going to send the police to your house to have you arrested for speaking the truth.
Yeah, so go to Gab. They'll protect you. Yeah. I'm just tired of it. I mean, and I've been talking to some people in and in Facebook about some of the live feeders I've seen who have been, they brought. I'm at home. I'm 60 years old. My husband works, so I have a form of income, and I watch my grandchildren, on in a while when they need me or help my daughter out. But I don't have to work because my husband works. But there's these live feeders out there that don't have jobs, not retired, not on disability. I wonder how they're able to afford to do this and do it all day.
Well, I can tell you how I do it.
Well, you look retired.
But I can tell you how I do it. I get help from my family. I broke my back a couple of years ago. I spent my whole life working in the distraction that I couldn't really pay attention to much but my life and my work,
Yeah.
But when I broke my back, within a short time, I ended up losing my businesses and everything because I couldn't do it anymore.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I get the time to
Right.
do it. But yeah, there's a lot of them
Yeah.
getting paid by the
Okay,
government to
you're on
push.
disability. You're on disability.
No, I
Some
wish
people
I
on
was on
disability.
disability. They've been denying me. They said, yes, we
Okay.
understand you're disabled. We understand your back is broken, but you could sit at your business and sit on a chair and run a register, so we're not going to give it to you. I never even
Right, but
filed until after I lost my business. I broke my back.
how
I
many
kept trying.
people how many people are as lucky as you to have family help them?
Yeah, yeah. No, no, that's a good point. Very true.
Okay, so how are they able to do this all day? Broadcast, post, I could see the retirement, the disabled, the that. How are they able to do it?
Because they're,
The life,
you know the truth. You know the truth. I don't even have to say it.
yeah,
They're
I know.
paid by the CIA and the government. Look, I love
Yeah, they're paid
Lazlo's
by
page.
somebody. They're paid to be agent. They're paid to keep us inactive and on
Yeah.
Facebook
Well,
and not
not on
moving.
Facebook. They're paid to make us push the government's agenda. They expose truth corruption of the government that's already been exposed. Nothing new.
Yeah,
Just the
right,
stuff that's
right,
already been
exactly.
exposed.
Yeah,
Then they turn around and they push the government's agenda as the remedy, not the
right.
actual.
And they're keeping track of us on Facebook
Well,
or
back of me
whatever
all they
media
want.
platform.
But yeah, you're right.
I know, but
You see
but
exactly
that's
what's
what they're
going on,
doing.
and I appreciate that.
And
Not
and
many people
and we're
actually bring
listening
that
to
up.
and I'm here all day, and I'm listening to this, and I'm in like I should be doing some other stuff too. There's things I need to do, like I'm started planting a garden in back. It's winter now, but I need to do stuff too, and they're keeping me back from doing that or being active. And then they infiltrate. Like I was in the Occupy movement, and there was infiltrators in there,
Yeah.
and I was in the I went to the DNC fraud protest, the DNC convention. There was infiltrators in there.
Yeah.
I had friends who went to Standing Rock. There were infiltrators in there. That's what I'm talking about. Paid agent provocateurs
The
that are paid.
actual pages that are opened to bring everybody together actually are
Yeah.
controlled by the government. The people in charge of
Right.
those pages are government agents to control the people. It's the CIA handler
Yeah.
to keep you from getting word out to the actual public of the truth. They set
Right.
up protest
Right.
places and times that nobody is going to get awareness other than the people
Or
at the.
if you go there, and then once you're there, they send somebody out to, like, start a fight with the other side, and then you get arrested, like Antifa.
Yeah, no, the Antifa's for that, yes. But
Yeah, and
usually
they're single
when you
people.
get there, the people speaking, the ones that are actually speaking, they're pushing
Yeah,
government agenda.
right.
They're not even speaking about the issues and telling the truth to the people. You
Yeah, how
know?
did they get there in the first? How did they get a platform there in the first place?
Yeah. They're not even talking about what you came there to expose to the people. It's not even being broadcasted. They're broadcasting other shit. And you're sitting there with a
Yeah,
sign and nobody's paying attention to.
that's exactly right, and that's how they have us going. And they break down our protests, our actual protests. They infiltrate them and break them down before they even get started. So
Netherlands.
yeah, I'm very disillusioned with this. I mean, they're not doing anything except keeping us at home and immobilized.
Well, look, I don't care for protests because I see how fraudulent they are and they don't work. But
Right.
on
Right.
social media, we can reach more people. I friend people that are asleep all the time, and I try to wake them up. I have,
Okay, how I started this, what the DNC fraud protest and going down there and everything. Well, I was before, but I wasn't on the social media. But I started listening to Debbie Lusigna, and then I started listening to uh, Claudia, and I listened to Gerard, and then there was this Holly and
Gerard is
Tatsu.
awesome, isn't he? Gary,
Yeah,
you
I
mean?
listened to all of them, but the only truth teller left is Gerard. All the other ones are gone.
No, no, I fully understand what you're saying. That man, but he's also limited. He's smart enough to limit what he says. He
I think
knows
that's what it is. I think, right. He knows now
he's
what
smart
subjects
enough to
not to
limit
touch.
what he says. And sometimes he goes a little overboard, and I see it, and I'm like, "Damn, all right, I like to hear you talking like that." But then he goes
Yeah,
back to the mellow Gerard. I can only say so
right.
much, or I'm going to be shut down.
Yeah, I
I
know.
love the
That's he
guy.
knows
I
what
love his mind,
he
and I've told him
right.
that a
He knows
million
what
times.
buttons to push. And all the other ones that he was with, these truth, it
He
was
knows
a
when to
truth team
stop
they were putting.
exposing and where to stop speaking. He knows how much to say, and then don't say no more, even though you know and you should, but don't, because then they're
Right,
going to shut down his platform. And that he hasn't done.
right,
He doesn't cross that line. I used to get
right. And
censored, and I would promise, okay, I won't cross that line again, and they would kind of stop censoring me a little bit. I would literally just say it on Facebook to their page. Hey, look, okay, I'll stop crossing that line. But you know what? And I wouldn't be
right,
censored. But then again, I cross that line 5 minutes later. I'm crossing it again.
right.
Or 10
But
minutes
then
or
there
an
are
hour
these,
later.
yeah,
Because you know what? I can't. I can't not do it.
right. I know. Can't shut up. Me too. But that's why I don't like feed because I can't shut up. But
I get
anyway,
diarrhea.
the,
I can't help myself. I got to speak the truth. I
but
cannot
then there, but I said
over censor it.
the other four, the other four people are gone. They left. They left on for whatever their own free will. And I keep asking, why did they leave? Oh, this one left, or this one. No, they left because they were afraid.
Yes.
And they're not saying that they had to be, afraid, or they were getting too much criticized that they couldn't take it anymore. They
You
don't.
understand?
They
The
didn't
more
just
you
leave.
have to
These people
lose,
were on.
the more they have
Yeah.
to lose, the easier it is to threaten them.
Right.
I haven't had it for months, really bad, but I used to get
Right.
people calling my phone and threatening me with some serious shit, okay? From
Right.
government
Mm-hmm.
agencies,
Right.
serious government agencies, serious officials threatening the shit out of me to shut the fuck up and get off Facebook and stop talking, you know? And I
Right.
told them all the same thing. This is what I'm going to do 24 hours a day till the day I die. You're not
Yeah,
going
I
to
know.
stop me.
And
I'm
you.
not. They would just keep threatening. I went as far as I was freaked out enough to where I told people that were promoting my page, stop promoting my
Right.
page so they don't go after you. Just for a while, don't promote me
Right.
anymore.
Back off. Yeah.
Because
Well, that's
I
what I
really
mean.
thought they were going to do something. Well, here it is months later, and they didn't do nothing. And I haven't stopped speaking.
Yeah, but
But
these people have a lot to lose, and they have, and so they went on with their lives, and I'm sorry for that. It's a loss for me because I really enjoyed listening to them because they were very intelligent, very informative, and they spoke well. But now they're gone. So I can't believe they just left because they got a few bad people criticizing them or whatever. It has to be something deeper
okay,
than that
wait a
to make
minute
you
here.
stop talking the truth.
Somebody's asking about Antifa here, saying tell them what it stands for because I'm positive
Yeah.
about them. I'm not positive about Antifa. Antifa is a government infiltration group to destroy the truthers
Right.
and to stop any legitimate protests that are actually bringing out truth about the corruption in government. They're just sending there. Antifa is nothing
Yeah.
but a paid group of people. They're all paid, just like that. When you see those marches of all these women's groups and shit, they're all paid. They're not real. And they're all over the news
Yeah,
because advertise the ones that they pay
they're
for to
supposed to be like
the agenda.
a socialist group. You have anarchists, right? A socialist group of anarchists. That's what they are. But what they
Well,
really
you know
are
what
is,
anarchy is? Do you know what anarchy is?
yeah, no government
No,
control.
anarchy isn't no government. No, it's not basically no government. It's basically having
Oh,
rights.
formal.
Everybody has the
Right.
rights, and everybody respects each other, and we don't get
Yeah.
controlled by a corrupt government.
That's
Not
right.
no government,
Right.
no corrupt government. But yes, we
Right.
need people up top to do a job, but
Well,
not corrupt people. People
right.
that take care of us, don't oppress our freedoms.
Right.
It's weird because
Right.
it's all seen differently because society, because the news promotes it as something different, but it's really not
Right.
that bad as people think. It's actually about
No, I know, but
taking.
they're usurping this movement and using it for a bad cause because they don't want us to be anarchists.
No, they don't. And but I don't
So
like
they
using the word because a lot of people don't understand what it really means, anarchy.
right.
And
Right.
They're rewriting the dictionary definition of words and everything. So if you go look it up, don't pay
Right.
attention to what they say anymore. When you look up words,
I know,
it's at the point where you can't trust
but
anything.
that's what I mean. They're painting them as that. I know a youth who got arrested when he went down to the Trump inauguration because he was in that group that they were all dressed in black and they threw smoke bombs at windows and stuff like that during Trump's inauguration.
Well, I'm glad he got arrested.
Yeah, he did get arrested. I mean, but he got out because his parents are rich and very influential, so he didn't have to do any time. He got a slap on the wrist, but the other people, the actual ones got, and put in jail.
Look, an anarchist, a true anarchist would not go destroying property, not attacking property.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
patriot
Right.
does not attack property. They attack the corrupt government. They defend the people. We don't attack property. Those are government
Well, that's
government things to make the people say, "Oh, I need my government to protect me against this shit." The government puts this out there, puts a shit show, tells a lie story about it, and everybody thinks, "Oh, but we need our government to protect us from this craziness."
That's from the anarchist. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
It's not what it is. You know?
Yeah, they want us to go against it, so they pick up a group, they make a group, they pay them, they give them money. I know for a fact that he actually got some funding from George Soros backed groups that for his legal defense.
Dictionaries.
So how about that?
You know what? If you're going to look at dictionaries, look at old dictionaries, because all the stuff now on the internet, they're changing all the words and definitions.
Right.
Do you know what they said a patriot is now? If you go on Google and you Google the word patriot, you know what a patriot? How defined?
No, I can only imagine.
What is
an idiot?
No. What is the definition of a patriot in your mind?
So someone who fights against corruption, and it's for a just government, and will fight.
Okay, let me see if this is better phrasing. A patriot is someone that defends his country against enemies, foreign and domestic, which are
right, exactly.
Defends the people of the country, even against its own government.
Right. That's what our troops are. They take our oath.
Government. That is a patriot. That is the definition of patriot and patriotism.
I know. And that's what our troops take. They take that oath, but they don't listen to it when they take it. They don't abide by it.
It's not their fault. They're lied to. They don't understand the real world. They're lied to. They're manipulated to the agenda. I don't blame the troops. I blame the corruption that's lying to them, because they're being lied to. And a lot of them wake up later on in life. But now, you know, Google the word patriot today. And you know what it comes up?
I will.
A patriot is someone that supports their government.
Oh, see? Oh, there you go.
That is sickening.
Yeah.
I had somebody pull it up while I was doing a live feed and tell me and read it to me. And I was like, what? That's not a patriot.
Okay. Anna Marie Elizabeth the Groot, go and follow a group called the Conscious Resistance. They are on Facebook now. They are on Steemit. They are a group of anarchists. And they are good people. Listen.
You know, I think those misfits are actually paid to do what they're doing by the government.
No, it's called the Conscious Resistance. If you follow him and his
Stephanie's comment here. I'm sorry, it wasn't about what you said. It was about what Stephanie here, her comment. I think they're paid. I think the government.
Oh, the conscious. Okay, she wants me to say it again. The conscious resistance.
I gotta look that up.
The conscience, the conscience resistance.
There's 100,000.
He is right. He's in like an anarchist group. He talks all over the country. He goes, and he's leaving Facebook as of January, but he will be on conscience with not conscious that way. CONSCIEN.
Anarchist is a hard word to describe because they keep changing the definition of it in the dictionaries. But basically, it's like being a patriot, believing in the freedom of people and not oppressive government. You know, it's about taking advantage of.
That's exactly what he does.
Survival of the fittest, like they make you think. It's respecting each other, respecting your community, respecting your fellow man, but not accepting the oppression of your So they keep perverting the word. So I don't even like to use the word because how do you explain that to people that read it in a dictionary? They go look at it in any search engine right now.
Yeah, that's
It will
why.
be perverted as something evil against the people, and it is not. So I mean,
That's why I'm sending. That's why I'm sending people to his website because
why don't you, if you can type it up there,
I am.
I'll pin
I
it.
am right now.
I'll pin it on the page because I want to find it too. I mean, I get told to find so many things, and I'm so far behind. I wish I could look at them all, but
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. There's too many good people out there, and I wish I could hook up with all of them and and see all their live feeds, but you can't. And the government
Yeah,
won't
he's
let you.
well. He doesn't. He posts on YouTube, and he really doesn't like to. He's leaving YouTube too. But he was traveling across the country this summer and last summer, and he takes bitcoins. That's how he funds things. People make donations, and he's got a group. But he's been when he was traveling, he was stopped so many times by the police and told to get out of his trailer. They searched looking for um
Anything. Anything
like
illegal.
paraphernalia, whatever
Anything.
they could find.
Anything
Arms.
they could try to use
Yeah,
against them. It didn't
yeah,
matter.
they did.
Yeah. And what scares me is if when you get those ones that come in and say it doesn't matter if we're going to find it or not because we got it in our pocket and we're going to plant it and say he had it. You know?
No, he doesn't.
But a group that all the officers say, yes, definitely, we found it on him. And you're going to have to go to court that the judge already knows what happened because he's part of the gang of the cops that did this. And
Right.
you're going to be
Right.
found guilty. You're going to do time. And there's nothing in the world you're ever going to do to change that. And it'll always be used against you. And it's horrible. It's really hard. I was
Yeah,
afraid
it
of that
is.
happening to me for the longest time, you know?
Yeah, and they would do that to him. I watched him, he would film the stops to show the people. He said, look it, they're coming in here. He'd take a shot of the officer. He said, can I take your shot, picture? And and what are you looking for? He asked him, and they would say, oh, we're just, no, we noticed that your license plate is expired. You know?
I've been pulled over and they told me that it was because my license plate lights were out.
Yeah.
Wait, and I went to get out to check because it was a brand new vehicle. Brand new.
Mhm.
Right off,
Mhm.
I mean, not 8 months old, not even. I'm like, really? And the officer wouldn't let me get out of the vehicle. When they were all done running me down, running my information and everything, and messing with me, then they said you could leave. I got out of the vehicle and I looked. I said, no, both the lights are working. Oh, my mistake. Laughing at me.
Yeah.
Laughing at me while they say, oh, my mistake. They detained me for like 45 minutes, tried to harass me as a shit, and all could find nothing.
Anna Maria Elizabeth Groot is having a hard time finding the definition of anarchist. I mean, I don't know if I can find one. I have to leave to come back.
If you really want to find a definition of anarchist, you go to dictionaries. Look for dictionaries.
Well, yeah.
Go to a dictionary from the 1800s or an early dictionary. Don't look it up. The recent descriptions are not real. Go to the early description, something from the 1800s, a dictionary. Look in that dictionary, get in that one, and then search the word in that dictionary. That's all I'm finding to find the actual meaning of words that, okay, it does mean what I always thought it meant. They're changing it.
Do a search on DuckDuckGo for anarchist.
Search engine, they're changing them as fast as they can to just like they're lying to the children in school and indoctrinating them. They're also changing all the information. If you do searches, it's like now to do research online, you're only researching and going to the sites that the government wants you to go to get the disinformation. So even researching is wasted now. I mean, I try to do research about things I already know, facts I've seen from in the past, and I can't find the information anymore. It's all disinformation. It's all lies. If they don't give you a total lie, what they'll say is, let me explain to you what it is. This is what it is. And they describe it, but they actually let you go see the actual bills, like bills in Congress and shit, the budget that was passed. Used to be able to go online, you get it, you can read it. Now, all I can find is descriptions of it because I used to get them read them, expose the corruption in them, and now they said, okay, let's stop giving it to them. Now, when they come looking for it, all they can get is our description. They can't get the truth.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's
And just like Wikipedia started out as a good thing,
right.
the government took it over, and now they write the definitions and the information
They're
on there.
changing them. God knows the amount of money they're spending changing it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
God knows, because they're changing definitions of everything everywhere. It's
Right.
sickening. It's sickening.
But I mean, that started off as a good thing. That's how they do. They, like Bernie Sanders started off as a good candidate, but
Sounded
then
good, didn't
they
he?
use, yeah, and then they take it over. They take the movement over, and they direct you right back to them.
I don't know about Barney Sanders because I didn't follow him from the beginning. But anybody that's
Oh, yeah, I
running as
did.
a politician, I automatically am prejudiced against them. I have okay. I am racist, by the way. I wanted everybody to know this. I am racist against a corrupt, tyrannical government and any politician. Right. I already have racism there. Nothing else, just that. There I have racism. So if you come to me and you start talking to me something good about the government, I'm already thinking in my mind, I need to go see this for myself. I need to read it for myself before I'm going to accept it as fact. I will not dispute what you're saying with you until I go find out the facts for myself. And then I'll come back and say, hey, look, you were all wrong. And that I've been able to do over and over again. But now they've made it to where I can't go get the research. I can't get the facts. So with the lie they're telling you and that you're spreading is all they allow me to now research to. I can research the descriptions, just like you're working off a description, pushing the government's agenda and lies. That's how far I get. But I know the difference between a description of a bill and the actual bill. I want to read the bill. I will not push the description because it's always been a lie. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was a hopeless, romantic. And I thought, well, here's Bernie Sanders. I was following him on the Tom Hartman show for years. He always sounded like a great guy. He was always pushing him to run. Oh, now Tom Hartman is gone too. He used to be on RT, but he's gone. They silenced him too. But he was always at the left of the spectrum. But he was always talking and, really enjoyed Bernie Sanders, followed him and thought, wow, here's this guy that's going to, help us. Well, I was really naive. And then I saw how he was just a sheep herder, just like they do. They put out Wikipedia in the beginning. They get people to believe in it. It's a good idea, Facebook, and then they take it over. That's just what they do. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm reading comments while I'm listening at the same time.
They're still. They just take all the good stuff over. Yeah.
No, they do. They disinformation and the agenda and the indoctrination is beyond belief, and that's what makes me scared because they're censoring us. We can't get the truth out like getting the misinformation out. So I'm like, is it possible to win? There are so many people with the disinformation. Lazaro, for instance, I love Lazaro's page up to a point.
Yeah.
But he always ends up putting disinformation behind the actual information.
Right.
You see that too? It's like, come on, man. And I'll comment when I see him doing it. And when I see him pushing the good information, I'll comment how good it is. Hey, man, it's awesome. Keep on going.
Right.
But then, boom, here comes now the government agenda behind it.
Right.
And you mean to tell me he's not a paid CIA operative? Look, I'll say it outright. I've said it many a time.
Yeah, I know.
He tried to go live with me and side talk me and circle talk me. No, you can't do that with me. I'm actually cognitive
but
thinking.
They are sheep herders. They are sheep herders for the system. That's what they are.
Yes. But it's still good that he's out there exposing corruption to people that don't know about it.
I know.
They just got to
I know.
corruption part and the agenda part. Like I got on a guy's live feed last night, and he just refused to accept that compensation. He's like, no, I love Laz. Everything is great with Laz. No, you can't say that about Laz. Whatever. But no, I love Laz too, man. I love when he's exposing the corruption. I love it. I love the things he exposes. But when he starts in behind it with pushing government agenda, which now he's changed. He used to push, Democrats are good. Now he's pushing, which is great. Democrats and Republicans, same shit. Now he's pushing that because, he was going too far. He realized to try to get the people's ears.
Well, I better they told him, you better hold it back, buddy. Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, they just do it. They know.
Government agenda behind it. Do you know
Right.
this new thing that he was pushing last night really got under my skin? Because
I
he's
didn't
sitting
see last
right
night.
now walking around with the Declaration of Independence in his hand and promoting it. No, that's great what he's doing there. Get people to
Yeah, I
actually
know,
that's awesome.
but they won't read it.
Talk about it. He's not talking about the
Yeah.
part. I've yet to hear him talk about the part where it says in the Declaration of Independence to where it is the citizen duty to overthrow a
You're right.
tyrannical government. That
Right.
he's never spoke up about.
To
That
form
part.
a militia. Right.
Well, the militia is an iffy thing for me. I don't know militia if I could trust them or not. I've heard people in the militia
Right.
talk about we're waiting for the president's orders. Well, if you're waiting for the
Oh,
president's
yeah.
orders,
Yeah.
you might as well just be
Good
a
luck.
corrupt politician and oppressing the people too,
Good luck.
because they're only going to order you to oppress the people
Oh,
and
yeah.
attack the people and protect the corruption. That's all the
Yeah.
government's going to order you to do. But then there's
Yeah,
people in the
that means
militia, they're like, hell no, we don't follow the government's orders. We're here to defend the people against the government. Okay, good. So, you know, it all depends who you talk to in the militia and who you're speaking to, what their mindset is. Because the militia
Right.
was supposed to be all patriots, defend the country against the government, not defend the government against the people. And
Against
people
the
are
people.
like, we're waiting for
Yeah.
the government's orders. No, you don't wait for the government's orders. You're supposed to be absent of that. That's not your what you're
I
supposed to
was
be here
taught
for.
the people controlled the government, and the government controlled the corporations. It's topsy-turvy. It's turned upside down. The corporations control the government that control the people.
Yes, and that's the big problem. And they control through
Yeah.
fear, violence, and intimidation. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
that's it. And it's horrible, and we should not be
It is.
accepting that as a people.
Yep, but they got us. They got us by the kahunas.
Yeah. Go look up a dictionary of the 1800s or the early 1900s,
Yeah.
and the definitions are more what they're supposed to be. And
Yeah. It was like, you know, another one I used to follow was Alex Jones. Even though he was far to the right, when he started out, he was terrific. He
You know
was
what?
exposing everybody.
I never got to follow him a lot. I was following him, but I
Oh, I
rarely
did.
got his live feeds. I used to try to listen to him when I could, and he always seemed to be right on when I was listening. He was exposing actual corruption and actual facts.
Yeah, I'm talking about, you know, 15 years ago. 15 years ago.
I just met him.
And he was great.
Months ago. I heard about him.
Yeah, but
He's been online that long.
they bought him out. They paid him off too now. They paid him off too. He's
I
paid
think
now too.
It ain't a matter of paying him off. I think what they did to him is they attacked him hard enough to where he had to submit and say, okay,
And
you got
protecting
me.
his family and everything else.
I'll do
Yeah.
what I have to, because if not, I'm going to be a pauper, I'm going to be homeless, or I'm going to be in jail, or I'm just going
Or I'm going to be suicided. I'm
or
going
he's going to be
to
suicided. He understood his situation. They shut him down. But
Yeah.
I noticed, like, they kicked him off Facebook one day. Oh, look,
Right.
his radio station's on live on Facebook. Let me go listen. And all they were pushing was government agenda. And it wasn't him. It was one of his flunkies. And all they were pushing was government agenda. They were not pushing any truth. They were not pushing any of the real shit. It was all government lies and agenda. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, getting off of that page. You know, I'm not listening to that.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. He's afraid to be suicided. He could be suicided. You know, take that little ride down the road and his engine all of a sudden blows up mysteriously. You know, that's how it is.
Kind of mandate.
Yeah, I don't know.
Changes. I don't get that. I'm trying to get some comments here. Don't use Wikipedia. Yeah, I definitely don't use Wikipedia. That one is so infiltrated, it's not even funny. But you know what was funny?
Yeah.
About 6 months ago, I went to Wikipedia and I asked it
Yeah.
about the peacetime flag for the United States of America. And it told me the truth.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect it to. It was still, I don't
Yeah.
know if it's still on there today, but I started laughing because I was talking to somebody that had been in the military for like 30 years and retired, and he doesn't know a peacetime flag, a civil flag. What are you talking about? It's bullshit. Yeah, I asked Wikipedia, and it came up with the truth. I started laughing. Look at this. They're even
Well, they
putting
gotta
the truth still. I'm sure by now it's off there.
Yeah.
But
They got to put, they got to give a little bit,
peacetime flag.
give you little bits of truth to keep you following. Just
No,
enough
no.
truth to keep you holding
No,
on.
no, they haven't just got around to changing it yet because nobody's made it an issue to broadcast and tell people, hey, the peace sign flag, the peace. Look, I fly it on my page. You look at my page.
Yeah,
That's the civil flag. That's the American flag. The other
yeah.
one is the British flag that you're
Don't,
saluting and you're
don't,
standing to, and the flag of oppression, the flag of tyranny. That flag that everybody is saluting and saying, "Oh, this is the American way," what it stands for. It's not. It's not. It's the exact opposite. The real
the
flag is the one I've
American
got on my
flag,
page.
no, the real American flag today is the corporate flag.
What the one they're using right now that they think it's just it's a flag of
I
martial
thought.
law. What is that called? We're out at sea. Uh, we're lost at sea. It's basically we're on a ship lost at sea.
An
We have
SOS
no
flag?
rights.
Yeah.
Huh? We have no rights. We
SOS
have
flag?
nothing. That's what
Yeah.
that flag represents. And even without the gold fringe, it represents it already. The gold fringe is just an extra nail in the coffin thrown in our faces. So, like, hey, look, I saw one where Trump hugged the American flag with the gold fringe on it, laughing and pointing at it. I saw the
Yeah.
video where
Right.
he did his thing, and he's there hugging it and laughing at everybody and pointing at it. Yeah. In other words, he's either telling everybody, "Wake the fuck up. I can't speak because
Oh,
they got me shut down. They got me under control. They're threatening me. I'm imprisoned in the White House." He's either telling
he's really
everybody,
laughing at
or
him.
he's laughing at everybody and saying, "Ha ha, you're all
Oh,
sluts.
you're stupid.
Don't even know it."
Yeah.
Either way,
Right.
but
That's what I'm saying.
it's
The
I don't know
real
how to
flag,
take the
though,
guy
for us
anymore
now,
because I
the real
understand.
flag for us now is the corporate flag. It's a flag with all the corporations. That's what America is today.
Yeah,
Sad.
everything's a threat to us because nobody is representing the will of the people. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nothing can represent
Yeah.
the will of the people. If the people don't unite and rise up and represent the will of the people, well, hey, look, I'm sorry, man. You all had an opportunity.
Right.
You know.
Well, I'm going to have to get going because my phone is at about 5%,
Hey,
and I'm going to have to plug it in.
Thank you. I need to take a break too. I've been actually here on live for 2.5 hours, man. I need to take a break,
Better go.
y'all.
Okay.
I
Well,
really do. I'm
have
sorry
a
about all
nice
the comments
day.
we didn't get to.
That's okay. And seek the truth. It's out there
Yeah,
if you really
Stephanie,
look hard enough.
Stephanie's right here.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw him hugging the flag. He loved America. He loves America. Yeah, that
Yeah.
flag that he was hugging represents the imprisonment and the fact that you got no rights in America.
Yeah.
The American people
Right.
don't matter. That flag
Right.
that he was hugging and laughing at, that wasn't love America.
Yeah.
Okay? That
Yeah.
flag doesn't represent that. People think it because they're lied to, but that's
Yeah.
not what it represents. Hey, thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it. People.
Peace out.
Hey, write me in as a writing candidate tomorrow if you
Peace.
can. I mean, it's all a false system.
Okay, I
y'all.
will. I will. All
I would
right,
appreciate
thanks.
that.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
I'm gonna go. I got to take a break for a while too.